morning.
Good morning.
My name is T. Prasad. I've been selected to be the Code Compliance Special Master for the day. There is a regular Special Master that is here every other time, but I'm the alternate Special Master because that Special Master is not available today. We have an agenda that we follow on a daily basis when we are here for these code enforcement hearings, and the first thing we do is pledge allegiance to the flag. I would like to invite all of you to join me. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Good morning. If any person decides to appeal any decision made by the Code Compliance Special Master with respect to any matter considered at this public hearing, he or she will need to ensure that a verbatim record of the proceedings is made, which record shall include the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based.
The minutes from the June hearing will be approved at the August hearing.
I'm required to give you an opening statement. And what I'm going to try to do is to explain the process and explain what you can expect today. After this, we will start calling the cases. Good morning again. My name is T. Prasad. I'm a licensed Florida attorney acting in what's called a Code Compliance Special Master. And that basically means that the Citrus County has hired me to preside over your hearing today. When your case is called, please come forward and you will be placed under oath. If you are appearing at a hearing like this for the first time, the county will state the alleged violations and presents its case. You will then have an opportunity to present your case regarding the violation, which may include evidence if you wish. During this process, the county attorney's office or myself may have questions of parties, witnesses, or staff. I will ask if there are any members of the public who wish to speak. And if there are, such members of the public will have the opportunity to speak per case. Such right to speak is not unlimited, and public comment should be focused on the case and made as succinctly as possible. This is not an appropriate forum for insults or to villainize anyone. In most instances, if you are found guilty of a violation, the law requires you be given time to comply before the fine begins. You must abate the violation by the date, that is, fix the violation, or the fine will accrue for each day you remain in violation. The law then allows Citrus County to impose that fine as a lien on all real and personal property you own, and the county may foreclose on the lien or seek money judgment against you after the lien has been recorded for 3 months. This is important because I may not give you another date to appear before me or the regular special master, and therefore you likely will not have another opportunity to plead your case or to explain why you didn't comply with the county code. The county will continue filing liens against your property until you notify the county of your compliance. In all cases in which I find someone guilty of the violation, I will impose all costs required by the county ordinance or regulation. If you abate or fix the violation in the time allotted, the costs will remain minimal. If you do not timely fix the violation, you will be responsible for additional costs as well as the cost of the lien imposed. If I find you guilty of the violation and allow for a continuance of the case, you will be required to return on certain date. If the time between hearings, I will require that you comply with the county and its codes in order to consider the violation resolved. If your violation is not resolved by the next date, I may impose a fine for each and every day the violation from today's date forward. Your failure to return on the date may be deemed evidence of your failure to cooperate with the county. If you are here today for an appeal or an order to demolish, repair, secure, or vacate, then things are a little different. It is your burden to establish why the county is wrong. My function is to determine whether the county has met the elements under the law that require you to demolish, repair, secure, or vacate the property. I do not have the authority to grant you more time. I do not have the authority to require the county to allow you to repair something that meets the criteria for demolition. This is solely within the county's discretion and purview. You do have the right to appeal any order I make today, as may be provided by law. Thank you. Call the first case.
First case on the day's agenda, Jorge and Mariah Aguayo, case number 2023 00064, Code Officer Amy Becker, page 5 of your agenda.
Good morning. Is Amy Becker here?
Yes.
Okay. What about Maria and Jorge Agoriayo? They're not here. Okay.
Did you want to speak? Oh, I'm sorry. He's for another case. I apologize. I'm ready.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Whenever you're ready, Ms. Becker.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Amy Becker, Citrus County Co-Compliance Officer. This is case number CE 2023-00064, accumulation of junk and debris, a violation of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances, Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 20-31A. The address is 1861 West Freeman Place, Citrus Springs, Florida. The property owner is George Arrego and Maria Arrego. Posting of the property as well as the Lecanto Government Complex. I would like to authenticate the following documents and request that they be admitted to evidence. Exhibit A, photos taken during my initial inspection on May 9th, 2023. Photos taken on June 1st, 2023 at my corrective action inspection. Photos taken on July 6th, 2023 showing the posting of the property. And photos taken on my final inspection, July 18th, 2023. Exhibit B, a copy of the notice of violation, a copy of the notice of hearing, and a copy of the posting affidavit.
Thank you.
Thank you. On May 9th, 2023, I conducted my initial inspection for accumulation of junk and debris and observed bedding, a TV, and other debris, which is a clear violation of the ordinance listed above. As of my final inspection on July 18th, 2023, the property remains in violation.
Thank you. Exhibits A, B, and I believe C are admitted.
Only A and B.
A and B are admitted without objection.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I had contact with the tenant on May 9th, and on June 1st again, I had contact with the tenant, Christina, and was told that she would remove the debris, and it was not removed.
Do you have a recommendation?
The Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the special master assess a fine of $50 per day, along with administrative costs to begin after the date you deem sufficient to abate this violation. This amount is appropriate given the severity of the violation and the respondent's actions relative to this violation. We would also ask that the special master find that it's the respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division when the violation has been abated in order to allow for reinspection.
Without objection, we're going to grant the county's request. The property is found to be in violation. I'm going to grant 60 days to bring into compliance, abate the violation, $50 per day after that, if not complied with, and adopt the other county's recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case on today's agenda, John Heileman, John W. Heileman, and Minerva Perez, case number 2023-00041, Code Officer Amy Becker, page 18 of your agenda.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you please raise your right
Oh,
hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Can you please state your name for the record?
John William Holloman.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Hyman.
Good morning.
Amy Becker, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer. This is
morning.
case number,
Before you begin,
yes, sir.
I have placed this notice here saying that these these proceedings are being recorded and being posted on YouTube. I also put one of those postings on your podium. I want you to just be mindful, anyone who's coming up here to testify today or provide any information whatsoever, I want you to be mindful of that as we proceed today. Whatever you say and whatever body language you provide as well will be open to the world to see, whether that's good or bad. Let's not end up on the news today or any other day. Okay? Please proceed.
Thank you. Okay, this is case number CE 2023-00041, accumulation of junk and debris, a violation of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances, Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 20-31A. The address is 9245 North Citrus Springs Boulevard, Citrus Springs, Florida. The property owner is John W. Hyman and Minerva Paneras. I have good service via signed certified mail return receipt. I would like to authenticate the following documents and request that they be admitted to evidence. Exhibit A, photos taken during my initial inspection on May 4th, 2023. Photos taken on June 1st, 2023. Photos taken on June 13th at my corrective action inspection. And photos taken on my final inspection, July 18th, 2023. Exhibit B, a copy of the notice of violation, a copy of the notice of hearing, and a copy of the signed certified mail return receipt signed for on June 8th, 2023.
Could you please allow Mr. Heidelman to review those, please?
And if you have any objections, let us know.
I don't have no objections.
Okay, well then they'll be admitted due to lack of objection. Mr. Heidelman, I'm going to ask you to take a look at the pictures.
Oh,
I'm not sure that you had the opportunity to take a look at them.
oh, well. That looks good.
That does. That does.
Okay. Let's see. Looks better now.
Yes.
Looks awful. Wow, there's a bunch of them. Looks good. Okay. Come on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On May 4th, I conducted my initial inspection for accumulation of junk and debris and observed furniture and other debris, which is a clear violation of the ordinance listed above. As of my final inspection on July 18th, the property remains in violation. However, there's been quite a lot of work done. Major progress has been made.
Did you do an inspection yesterday?
Pardon?
Was there an inspection done yesterday?
Yes, you'll see that as the inspection done yesterday. They're almost done. I mean, they're very, very close.
Okay, anything else?
No, sir.
Mr. Heidelman?
Yes, sir.
Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Heidelman?
Halliman.
Heidelman.
High lemon, actually.
Okay, great. Mr. Heidelman, do you have anything that you'd like to share with us?
Guilty. What else can I say?
How much time do you need to abate the violation?
Well, after today, it should be done. Everything
Okay.
she showed me to do.
Okay, well, thank you. Well, since you admitted that there is a violation, I'll find that there is a violation. I'm gonna grant you 30 days from today to abate the violation.
Okay, sir.
And if the violation is not in compliance, within 30 days, a penalty of $50 will be assessed. Is there anything else?
No, sir,
We
thank
will
you.
adopt all the other counties' recommendations.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I'll call you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank
Have a
you.
great day.
Next case on today's agenda, George W. Thurman. Case number 2023-00214, Code Officer Amy Becker, page 27 of your agenda.
What's the last name again?
Thurman,
Thurman,
page 27.
page 27.
Amy Becker, Co-Compliance Officer. This is case number CE 2023-00214, accumulation of junk and debris, a violation of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances, Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 20-31A. The address is 27 West Lemon Street, Beverly Hills, Florida. The property owner is George W. Thurman. I have good service via posting of the property as well as the Lecanto Government Complex. I would like to authenticate the following documents and request that they be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A, photos taken during my initial inspection on June 8th, 2023. Photos taken on June 22nd at my corrective action inspection. Photos taken on July 5th showing the posting of the property. And photos taken on my final inspection, July 18th, 2023. Exhibit B, a copy of the notice of violation, a copy of the notice of hearing, and a copy of the posting affidavit.
Is there George Thurman in the crowd? No.
No, sir.
On June 8th, 2023, I conducted my initial inspection for accumulation of junk and debris and observed bedding, furniture, and other debris, which is a clear violation of the ordinance listed above. As of my final inspection on July 18th, the property remains in violation. I have had contact with the owner and he's aware of the violation.
Do you have a recommendation?
The Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the Special Master assess a fine of $50 per day, along with administrative costs, beginning after the date you deem sufficient to abate this violation. This amount is appropriate given the severity of the violation and the respondent's actions relative to this violation. We would also ask that the Special Master additionally find that it's the respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division when the violation has been abated in order to allow for reinspection.
Since there's no objection, we're gonna go ahead and find that the property is in violation, and abate for 60 days. If the violation is not brought into compliance by then, $50 fine. All the other counties' recommendations are adopted.
Thank you.
Next case on today's agenda, David S. and Pamela J. Finley. Case number 217-6351, Code Officer Cody McGuire. Page 14 of your agenda. Expert witness on the case, Joanna Coutu, Land Development Director.
Mrs. Finley, you can go over there. Or are both of you gonna speak?
I can talk.
Okay, I'm gonna bring the microphone closer to you so you
I'll
don't,
leave.
okay? Well, but we need to be able to record it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring the microphone closer. Okay then, give me one moment.
You, Mr. Finley?
Yes,
Good morning, how are you?
good. Can you
I'm well, thank you.
hear me now?
I can.
We'll turn you on when you talk.
Yes, I just saw.
We can hear. Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Whenever you're ready.
Mr. and Mrs. Finley, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you very much. Can you please state your names for the record?
Pamela Finley.
I'm sorry,
Your name, please.
David S. Finley.
Thank you.
Well, let's go ahead and swear them in as well.
Hmm?
Let's go ahead and swear them in as
The
well.
rest?
Yeah,
They're
just those two.
the Finleys?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Let's raise our right hands again. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I still do.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Whenever you're ready, Mr. McGuire.
All right. Cody McGuire, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer. Case number 217-6351, Land Use Districts 2410, Coastal and Lakes Commercial District, CLC. Address 2130 South Waterman Drive, Crystal River, Florida. Property owner David S. and Pamela J. Finley. Goods service via posting the property and posting at the Canto Government Building. I would like to authenticate the following documents and request they be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A, photos taken during an initial inspection on October 13th, 2022, photos taken during a corrective action inspection on December 12th, 2022, and photos of my final inspection conducted on July 18th, 2023. Exhibit B, a copy of the notice of violation, copy of the notice of hearing, and copy of the posted affidavit, and a photo of the notice of hearing posted on the property.
Would you please give those exhibits to the respondents so they can take a look at it?
Do I go ahead and talk now or do I wait?
Let me have her. If you can all review the pictures, that'd be great.
Just-
saying we were out
just-
of code.
Well, you guys are all together.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's family.
Oh, gotcha.
In 2 rows.
2 rows.
We
We circle the
unfortunately missed our last
wagons.
meeting on a
Kathleen,
mix-up.
we circle the wagons. What
Well, give me a second. Give me a second. I want to make sure that you guys have an opportunity to review the exhibits first, and let's go ahead and deal with the exhibits and let Mr. McGuire finish what he's saying, and then I'll give you an opportunity to speak. Okay?
This is a little different than Tom. This is government.
While he's looking at those exhibits, of all the family members, is anyone else going to be speaking today?
I'd like to see.
If you are going to be speaking, do you mind standing up so that the oath can be administered?
One more. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Can I please have your names?
Kathleen Frazier.
Brenda McKenzie.
Thank you.
Ms. Frazier, how do you spell your name?
Kathleen with a K. And then Frazier, Frazier.
Mr. and Mrs. Finley, do you have any objections to the exhibits being entered into evidence?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let me have a chance to look at them, and then you can tell me what those objections are.
The first thing I want to tell you is I've never got a list of what the violations are.
Okay,
How do I fix them? I don't know what it is.
thanks.
Right here's the 2 pages I got. That's all I've ever gotten. That's all that's on your board sitting out there in front of the business. I think there's a lack of communication.
Thank you for that. The pictures that were included in Exhibit 1, you had a chance to look at those pictures?
Yes.
Are those pictures appear to be accurate pictures of the property and the condition on the dates?
Yes.
They do?
Yes.
Okay. And do you agree with that, Mr. Finley?
No, what's the violation?
Sir, are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah. Are you understand what I'm saying? I don't know what the violations are.
Well, thank you for that. I'm gonna ask you to take a look at these pictures one more time. You mind?
Cody, do
Well, you
mind
gotta
just
tell
standing
me
in
what
that?
I'm looking at. Where's the list of? You understand where I'm coming from? I can't fix nothing if I don't know what's broke.
Thank you, sir. I hear you, and we will get to that.
I know what the property looks like, but I
When-
don't know
If
what I'm in
if I can,
violation of.
I think that if he
When we
authenticates
present the case-
photographs and says that he took them and that they depict what he saw, then that should make them admissible.
Do what? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Well, yeah, I understand. I just wanted to make sure I give him an opportunity to take a look at them again to make sure that there's no ambiguity there. Mrs. Finley, you've had a chance to look at those pictures.
Yes, I have. Now, these pictures were taken 12 or 22.
Yes, and there were other pictures. Look at the date stamp on the bottom of the pictures. And
Okay.
the pictures will change based on the date stamp on.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
That's not even,
Well, no, hey, that's a sign.
that's not ours. Okay, whatever. It's a little frustrating not knowing what I'm in violation of. Why don't I get a copy of the violations?
I understand, sir.
No, I'm asking you, you the head dude. Why don't I know what Cody is wanting changed?
We'll get to that. Are you, Yeah.
Right, right.
Alright, I'll shut up.
Thank you. I understand the photos. The only violation I understand that we're still currently trying to solve is that little shed. Is that correct?
No, no.
wait, hold on a
Cody.
minute. Let me have
No,
those, let
no.
me have those pictures.
No.
That's a
That's not-
Sir,
zoning
hold
problem.
on, hold on. May I have those pictures, please?
My
Thanks.
bad.
Do you wanna?
We'll get there.
No.
That was over.
Hell, everybody knows Ella's got it.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mr. McGuire, did you take these pictures?
Yes, sir.
Are these
Excuse me.
pictures an accurate depiction of the property and the dates that you took the pictures that are dates that are stamped, date stamped on the bottom of the pictures?
Correct.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and admit Exhibit A. These notices that were sent out, and the affidavit, I'll go ahead and admit Exhibit B as well. Let me continue.
Okay. On October 13th, 2022, I conducted an initial inspection and observed the bait and tackle shop. I also observed advertisement for a golf cart and kayak rentals. On December 12th, 2022, a corrective action inspection was conducted with no change. The advertisement of the golf cart and kayak rentals were still present. On March 14th, 2023, the golf cart and kayak rental signs were removed from the property. As of my final inspection on July 18th, 2023, the property advertises airboat and pontoon tours along with scallop and fishing charters. I also have had contact with the property owner daughters during later inspections about questions for their property, in which I provided the paperwork that states what they were allowed to have.
Thanks. Anything else?
I'm going to turn this over to Land and Development Director Joanna Coutu.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Give me your name again.
Joanna Coutu, it's COUTU. I'm the Land Development Director, which is Planning and Zoning.
I'm sorry, I can barely.
We can't hear you.
Okay, I just introduced myself, that's all.
Yeah, go ahead and say that again. so
Sure,
they
my
can
name
hear.
is Joanna Coutu. I'm the Land Development Director.
Okay.
These properties, there's two zonings here. There's a Coastal Lakes Residential and Coastal Lakes Commercial. They do have a vested bait and tackle shop and boat docks with that. And what they've done is expanded it a little bit. They have a shed there. They have some boat tours, some of the things that Cody talked about. However, I can say that we've been in a lot of contact with the owner's representative. She's in the second row here, and they have applied for a zoning change to try to address all these issues. It is still in hearings. We're still working with them. I do think we can get them there. Almost everything that they're doing there, I think we can probably get through. So I think probably about 6 months to get through this hearings and get everything worked out is probably reasonable. I can tell you that they are certainly working towards this.
Thank you very much. Is there anything else from the county?
Recommendation?
Before you get there, I want to hear from them first. Anything else before you get to the recommendations?
6 months then, please.
Yeah. All right. Which one of you would like to speak? Mr. or Mrs. Finley?
What would you like us to say?
Whatever you want to say in response to what the county is saying. From
Well,
what I
we're
understand
working-
from the county is that you are actively working towards a zone change. It'll take about 6 months to
Yes.
get the zone change.
Yes,
Is that
we're
correct?
working with Cody and whomever else, so that we can do what is that we need to do.
I understand. And I also understand that some of the violations alleged by the county have been abated or fixed already,
Yes,
and that you are actively working on correcting the other violations?
yes,
Am I understanding that you agree that there was a violation, and because you agree there's a violation, that you're working actively to correct it?
well, I'm working to correct whatever the county thinks that we should be doing, but my husband disagrees with this, so,
I don't have a list like I told you to start with of what is wrong.
Yeah. All right, did
And
you,
now, we got zoning is a different issue than code, correct?
now, so you want to give him,
Zoning is a different
give him the
issue.
mic?
Is that right?
Yeah, there you go. I want to give you the mic because this is being recorded. I want to make sure that everything
But
is.
zoning is different than code compliance,
Yeah,
correct?
that's right. They're two different things. And so if you would like, I can have Mr. McGuire explain again what the violation is.
Okay, cause I ain't never got a copy of it.
I understand. Mr. McGuire, would you explain again what that violation is to him? So, and if you can face him to make sure that he hears you,
Do you want me to start from the beginning?
if you don't mind,
no.
face him so he can hear you because I don't think he's hearing you.
Okay. On October 13th, 2022, I conducted an initial inspection and observed a bait and tackle shop. I also observed advertisement for golf cart and kayak rentals. On December 12th, 2022, I conducted an corrective action inspection with no change. The advertisement for the golf cart and the kayak rentals were still present.
That's against code?
yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
On March 14th, 2023, the golf cart and kayak rental signs were removed from the property.
So I can't rent kayaks.
No, you said that.
Yes, we can.
Ma'am, hold on. Let him
Wait a minute,
finish.
he's saying I can't rent kayaks?
As of my final inspection on July 18th, the property advertises airboat and pontoon tours along with scallop and fishing charters. I've had contacts with the property owner's daughters during later inspections about questions for this property in which I provided with paperwork that states what they are allowed to add.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. I obviously out of the loop on that, but what about the kayaks? Let's go back to that.
Well, hold on a minute. Thank you, Mr. McGuire. Do you understand what Mr. McGuire read to you?
He's talking about the kayak and the
Yeah,
boat rental?
He's talking about the
And
airboat
tours?
and pontoon
I can't
rentals.
have airboat tours out of that?
So that's I didn't hear anything about. Well, I did actually. Airboat, pontoon rentals, kayak rentals, and scallop and fishing charters is what I
You
understood.
said airboat tours,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yes.
Yes. And so these are the alleged violations that he's talking about.
But I thought you just said it wasn't a violation for their boat tours.
Yeah, no, I did not. Is there anything else that you guys would like to say?
I would like to speak.
All right, go ahead and stand up and state your name and let us know what you have to say.
My name is Kathleen Frazier. I'm the manager of Mrs. Finn's Ore House. I don't understand why we're not allowed to use our boat dock. It does say in your guys' outline that we can use dock and dock space. I have a lot of licenses through the state of Florida, through the county. I brought all my licenses here. We have boat and boat rental license through the county. May I?
Okay, is that something that you want to mark as an exhibit?
Yeah, I photocopied these.
Okay, if you don't mind, give a copy to the county. Let them take a look at it first.
But also on your website, it says we can rent unmotorized watercraft, and that's the kayaks, and it's in here in your guys' handbook.
Okay. Is that something you want to mark as an exhibit as well?
Sure.
Do you have exhibit markers for respondents? You do not.
And the boats that go out, we have one pontoon boat, we have a skiff boat, and we have an airboat that we own. And my friends use the marina, but those are the only boats that are really going out of that area. So.
Are you working with the county actively to help with the
yes.
zoning issues?
Yes.
And do you agree that it'll take about 6 months
Yes.
or so to get that done?
Yes.
Did you show them to Joanna as well? All of those, so she can address it as well.
No, she doesn't need to address those, she needs to address the use issues.
Thanks.
We have no objection to those exhibits.
No objections, okay, thanks. Then there'll
But
be,
they're not issued by the county development agency, they're issued by other entities and state
Sure.
entities.
Can you
Okay.
explain that to me, because I'm unaware of that?
yeah, so we're dealing with the county here. We're
Okay.
not dealing with other state agencies.
Okay.
And so we're only here to determine whether or not there's a violation of a county code ordinance. Not whether or not you're in compliance with any other agency of the state of Florida's
Okay.
rules or regulations.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you tell me what law I'm breaking by using my boats on my dock?
The alleged, they're alleging a violation. You wanna go ahead and cover that, sir?
Yeah, so the uses that they're speaking about may be allowable in the CLC district with permits, but some of their site is CLR residential, and that's what we're trying to straighten out with the zoning. I think it'll fix it all. I think we can actually get all of the uses they're trying to talk about here approved. Right now, they're not. Right now, we know of a bait and tackle shop, and that's the only permitted use. Doesn't mean they can't do the other. We can get there. I do think we can, but we're not there yet, which is why I'm thinking 6 months.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So we're back to zoning.
No.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and admit, I'm gonna mark these as exhibits A and B.
Okay.
And I'm gonna mark, the coastal, the CDL district, document that you provided as exhibit, as respondents exhibit A. And I'm going to mark the state of Florida business and professional licenses, other licenses you provided as respondents exhibit B. And they're admitted, since there's no objection. Give me a second, I just wanna look at the code for a minute. right, is there anything else?
No.
Is there anyone else who wishes to be heard on behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Finley?
Take the little one. Good morning. For the record, my name's Brenda McKenzie. I'm with McKenzie Permitting and Consulting LLC. My office is at 7232 East Gospel Island Road in Inverness. And I've had the pleasure of dealing with the Finleys in this project and with Cody and with Joanna and Joe Hockadell and engineers. And the Finleys have already voluntarily taken care of most of the things that they can, as Cody's verified. We're in the middle of going to the Board of County Commissioners. We think we'll be on the agenda maybe the end of next month or September. They have 3 lots. I don't know if you have, do you have the survey with the 3 lots, Cody?
Not with me.
All right, I guess I'll give this as an exhibit. They have 3 lots showing them where the bait and tackle shop is at, is zone CLC. Their adjacent lot to the south is CLR. And then the next lot that's adjacent to that is CLR.
Did you mark those on the document that you
Yes, sir.
provided?
They're on there. So the bait and tackle shop is legal and permitted. Part of their building expands over to the adjacent lot, which is CLR. So we're trying to clear up that zoning so that all their properties has the same zoning instead of, their adjacent properties have a different zoning. They're very respected business people in the county, own several businesses and keep them top notch and are very respected. And they're voluntarily trying to do everything they need to do. I think it's a little confusing on some of the things because if you do look on the CLC requirements, it shows a lot of things that are conditional versus permittable. And we're working on those. Joanna's been great about it. And we've also consulted a engineering firm, local engineering, Michael Wilburn, if need be, to do a PUD. But we're on schedule, and I really appreciate the staff working with us. The end.
Thank you.
May I ask Ms. Katu a question?
Yeah, give 1 second if you don't mind. It's, is it Kenzie?
McKenzie,
McKenzie.
McKenzie.
Ms. McKenzie, do you, are you the one who's working to help with the zone change?
Yes, sir.
And do you agree that it'll take about 6 months to complete that process?
Yeah, it might not be that long, but with advertising, engineering, and the way everyone's busy right now, I think that would be a good grace period to make sure that they don't get any fines imposed on them.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else from the county?
I just-
Before you go, Ms. McKenzie, the county attorney had a question for
I
you.
had a question for Ms. Katu, but we might need you to
Okay.
respond if the rezoning is denied and they do a PUD, how much time?
The PUDs actually would be part of the rezoning.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're trying to work that out with her. I think if we put a PUD in there, we can limit it to kayaks and not motorized on a boat ramp, for example. We can figure out parking. I know that was where we're going to park boat trailers and stuff. So there's some issues, but I think it's all going to be rolled into one. That's why 6 months is kind of generous, but they're actively working. It's going to take some time.
Okay. Is there anything else following up on that?
Well, we're not here about zoning today, but the rezoning would clear up the parking and everything that we would need to meet the requirements for setbacks and lot coverage. But
Okay.
that's, we're only here for this today.
All right. Is there anyone else on behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Finley that would like to say anything? No?
Yeah, I'd like to add one thing.
Sure.
Obviously. I have lived in Ozella off and on for 40 years.
And you still have more hair than I do.
Baton, very low. Baton Tackle Shop and the marina have always been there. I don't understand, after we bought it, what created all this. I have a good idea what created it. But I'm just confused. Why didn't I get a copy? Oh, never mind. My wife told me to shut up.
Looks like we're married to the same person in spirit.
Yeah. Ought to be a law.
Yeah.
Open to the
All right. Anything else from the county?
The Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the Special Master assesses a fine of $50 per day along with administrative costs to begin after the date you deem sufficient to abate the violation. This amount was selected based on the actions of the property owners once they were advised of the violation. We would also ask that the Special Master additionally find that it's the respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division when the violation has been abated in order to allow for reinspection.
All right, thank you. I'm going to find that there's a violation. I am going to give you 300 days to abate. And if it's not abated within 300 days, $50 a day fine.
Next case on today's agenda, Judith A. Edlin.
Before we go, I'm going
sorry.
to admit the last exhibit as Respondent's Exhibit C. Sorry about that.
Okay. Next case on today's agenda, Judith A. Edlin, case number 2023-00165, Code Officer Cody McGuire, page 10 of your agenda. Expert witness on the case, Joanna Coutu.
Before we start, Mr. and Mrs. Lund, best of luck to you and your family. You guys have a wonderful week. All right. Sorry, sir, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Cody McGuire, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer. Case number CE 202300165. Special requirements for all accessory structures, a violation of Citrus County Land Development Code 3102A. Address 2948 North Dasher Point, Crystal River. Property owner Edlin Judith A. Goods service via posting at the property and posting at the Lecanto Government Building. I would like to authenticate the following documents and request to be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A, photos taken during initial inspection on June 1st, photos taken during a corrective action inspection on June 23rd, and photos of my final inspection conducted on July 18th. Exhibit B, a copy of the notice of violation, copy of the notice of hearing, and a copy of the posting affidavit and photo of the notice of hearing posted on the property.
I'm assuming no Judith Edlund is in the room today? No. Judith, is that a guy's name?
Wait, there's somebody saying they're here on the back.
Is anyone here on this Judith Edlund case?
He said he was.
Please come on forward. Can you tell us your name, sir?
Murphy Carlson.
Sir, can I swear you in? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Can you spell your last name, please?
Carlson.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Give us a minute. Whenever you're ready.
On June 1st, I conducted an initial inspection and observed tents on the vacant property. During my inspection, I was able to see 2 tents and garbage bags and other debris on the vacant property. On June 23rd, a corrective action inspection was conducted with no change. As of my final inspection on July 18th, 2023, the property remains in violation.
Anything else?
Yes, Land Development Director Joanna Coutu.
All right, Joanna Coutu, Land Development. The zoning here is rural residential with mobile homes, or RURMH. There is no record of any permits on the site. It should be vacant.
Thank you. Mr. Carlson, is it Carlson?
Yes.
Tell us who you are.
My name is Murphy Carlson. I'm out there working, picking up garbage out in the areas. I've pulled out hundreds and hundreds of pounds of trash out of the woods all through the whole area, all the way down to Dan's clam stand.
What is your relationship to the property?
I take care of nature, and I own property next to that one. I'm out there cleaning it up. I found just 3 days ago, I found a big bottle of diazinon. Are you aware of what diazinon is?
Well, let me stop you there for a minute. So you own the neighboring property to this property?
Yes.
Do you own an interest in this property at all?
I'm thinking about buying it if I can save up enough money.
Okay, but you don't have a leasehold interest in the property?
A
You're not
leasehold-
renting it?
No.
And
I'm just
are
cleaning
you,
everything
are
up
you
out
using
there.
it now for any reason?
I'm just cleaning everything up out there.
Oh, okay, you're just voluntarily cleaning up the property?
Yes.
Just because of the goodness of your heart?
Yes.
And your intention of hopefully one day purchasing it?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what you have to say.
Are you all familiar with the diazinon?
I'm not, but you can tell me what
It's
you
an
need to say.
extremely lethal organic phosphate compound. And I've found 2 vials of mercury out there. Any of that stuff gets in the water, that whole area out there, gone. Water is toxic, unable to drink. All that water out there in that whole neighborhood, all the way down there, and that entire area is all based on aquifers and wells.
So you're saying that the contamination on the property affects your property?
It'll affect everybody out there, thousands of people.
I see.
But it was not spilled or nothing. I took care of it, picked it up, cleaned it up.
Can you
Cleaned it up.
do me a favor and take a look at these pictures for me?
Yeah.
And while you look at those pictures, can you tell me if any of the property on that real estate belongs to you?
No,
Do you know who put them there?
I do not. But I am working with a friend of mine to borrow the truck and turn around and rent a trailer and haul all the mess out. I don't have a truck or a trailer myself, so
Okay.
I'm trying to get a hold of a friend of mine so I can borrow his truck, go to Taylor Rental, rent a utility trailer, and haul waste out and get rid of it. And I have to be given time, 30 days, if you would be kind enough to give me 30 days.
All right, thanks. We're gonna go ahead and admit exhibits A and B without objection. Is there anything else that you wanna say, Mr. Carlson?
No.
Anything else from the county?
The Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the special master assesses a fine of $100 a day, along with administrative costs to begin after you deem sufficient to abate this violation. This amount was selected based on the actions of the property owners once they were advised of the violation. We would also ask the special master additionally find that it's the respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division when the violation has been abated in order to allow for reinspection.
Thank you. Mr. Carlson, I know that you don't have any responsibility, obligation to clean up this property, but you seem to want to do it on your own for the reasons you indicated. How long do you think it'll take for you to clean it up?
30 to 60 days, but I'll try to do my best to get it done in 30 days.
Yeah, okay.
So
All
if
right.
you'd be kind enough to grant me the time.
Thank you. I will find that there is a violation. I'm gonna grant 60 days abatement, and if it's not abated by then, $100 a day fine, and adopt the county's other recommendations.
Thank you, sir.
Best of luck to you.
Next case on today's agenda. Raymond L. Kuhn and Kimberly Ann Gafanti, case number 218-7357. Code Officer Cody McGuire, page 20 of your agenda. Expert on the case, Joanna Coutu.
Just the page 20.
Yes, sir.
It's Kimberly and Raymond Kuhn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Can you please state your name?
Raymond Kuhn.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Whenever you're ready, sir.
Okay. Cody McGuire, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer, case number 2177357, special requirements for all accessory structures, a violation of the Citrus County Land Development Code 3102A. address 8511 North Bachelor Button Way, Chris River. Property owner Raymond Kuhn and Kimberly Ann Gafanti. Good service via signed certified mail return receipt and posting at the Lecanto Government Building. I would like to authenticate the following documents and request they be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A, photos taken during initial inspection on April 25th, 2023. Photos taken during a corrective action inspection on June 12th, 2023. And photos of my final inspection conducted on July 18th, 2023. In Exhibit B, a copy of the notice of violation, copy of the notice of hearing, and copy of the signed certified mail return receipt.
You've had a chance to look at exhibits A and B, the photos and the notices. Any objections to them being entered?
No objections.
Well, they'll be entered without objection.
Where the trailer, camper trailer is? Whose fence is that?
Thank you.
On April 25th, 2023, I conducted an initial inspection and observed an RV on the vacant property. On June 12th, 2023, a corrective action inspection was conducted with no change. I've had contact with the property owner, Mr. Ray, as he advised me that he was submitting plans for a home to be built. As of my final inspection on July 18th, 2023, the property remains in violation and no permit has been issued, and the RV remains on the vacant property.
Looks like a pretty nice RV. Anything else?
The recommendation?
No, we'll get to that, but is there anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Kuhn?
My only concern is in regards to, they're telling me I'm violation of storage for the RV being on the property. I'm currently putting up about 1,500 foot of fence myself. I'm a homeowner builder, clearing property. Got everything I need to put in my well. I'm about to apply for that. My issue, sir, is I need my tools and my materials on the property. And that, everything that's on there is compliance to tools to get the job done. It's gonna take about 4 more months to get permit. I have the architect doing up the plans. He was 2 months out from getting it done. He said he'll have that done this week. So I can, apply for permit, but then it's gonna take another 3 months for the county to even issue me permit. And it's
Is that within the 4 months or 3 months additional?
Excuse me?
Is that within the 4 months that you indicated earlier on, or 3 additional?
Well,
months?
what happened is first the architect told me it was gonna be about a month before he can get it done, and then that's been about 2 months now. I finally got the testing and everything done for the septic tank, so I'm applying for the plans now. The permit now for the septic, if they'll let me pull a septic permit and let me put it in before I get my home permit. I don't know if they're gonna allow that. Everything's online now, so you can't get much of an answer, so. But it's creating a hardship, because every time I have to move that trailer, and it's not in the same position if you look at this.
Is it a trailer or an RV?
What it does, it fits in the back of my truck. It's a camper that fits in the back of the truck that you can unload, load up. And it's creating a major hardship because it's costing me hundreds of dollars every time I go to my property.
What do you use the camper for? What's in the camper?
It's just there for when I come over to the job site, basically as my office.
So that's what you use it as an office?
Yeah.
Is it used are you using it overnight for sleeping purposes?
Sometime when I'm over there doing, because I come over on the weekends to put up my fence.
Yeah.
There's not recent pictures of the fence. There's probably about 600
you
foot,
just
600 foot of fence that I just put up. So I'm improving the property. It ain't like I'm, camping out there or anything. And I just don't understand why I can't progress and, move forward to
Yeah.
progression to,
Ms. McGuire, is the problem that it's there and it's consistently there and the permit has not been issued yet? Or,
And it's over to
yeah,
Jack T. Land Development. Until he has a permit in hand, they can have nothing there. There shouldn't be clearing. There shouldn't be any tools. There shouldn't be any structures or RVs or boats or anything until that permit's in hand, and then they can start putting stuff on the site, like tools, et cetera, on there. But right now, there
Yeah.
shouldn't be anything there.
yeah, I specifically looked at this code last night and in actually looking at your particular case. And they're absolutely correct on that. Do you,
but what I don't understand, sir, is I don't need a permit to put up a fence.
right?
I tried to get a permit or a special condition to where I can, but you can go ahead and put up a fence, you don't need a permit.
I don't think the issue is the fence though.
Well, I gotta work on it. I gotta be able to do the fence. I gotta, when you got, 1,500 foot of fence, you gotta buy it in bulk.
Yeah,
And I'm trying to improve my property, but before I start putting everything for my home there, I need to secure it. They won't let me put a shed up. They
Help me
won't.
understand how the camper or the RV hinders your ability to do that. I'm not understanding how that.
Well, what it does, it creates a hardship because when I come over to do the fence on a weekend, I got a tractor, I got
Sure.
a camper, so it's costing me, hundreds of dollars to move it, time, you got to take it off, put it on, so it's just creating major hardship for me to finish my project.
Yeah, I'm still not understanding the connection between doing the work, putting up the fences and the I'm gonna call it the building work
Right.
on it.
Yes, sir.
If the camper is used for, sometimes you're sleeping over in it,
Yeah.
and sometimes you're using it as an office.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm not, help me bridge the gap there, I'm not understanding.
Well, I mean, if it's summertime right
Sure.
now, so you get outside, you work in the morning, you need, from around 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, I cool down.
Okay.
So that's where I stay to cool down, and in the evening, I get back to work.
Yeah,
And continue to do the fence. I mean, and if he don't have a lot of pictures, I didn't bring none for evidence for.
yeah.
But I mean, I'm better in the property, but it's going to take them 4 more months, and I need to get my fence done.
How close is your closest neighbor?
Well, I think that's where the issue came because my neighbor across the street was in major violations of having sheds and everything and living on the property without permitting.
And you reported them?
No, somebody reported him. I didn't report him, but I guess the neighbors in the area had reported him. Now he's better in himself. He's finally got a permit and he's building this house. So I understand where the community's issue is as far as, hey, they don't want somebody there putting junk all over the property. But in my case, it's totally different. I'm building a fence. I'm allowed to clear my property. I'm allowed to mow my grass. Am I not?
How many acres you got?
Just about 1.5 acres.
Acre and a half. How close is your closest neighbor? You said across the street?
He's across the street. He's building a house
Okay.
over there, and then I think the neighbor that reported me probably half a mile down the road. So
May I ask
Yeah,
Ms.
please.
Coutu a question?
Please.
Ms. Coutu, is he allowed to put a fence on that property without having pulled a building permit to begin the primary use of the property?
He could do a fence, a residential fence. It's a little too high. It can only be 6 feet high, and it looks like it's over that. You're not cited for that, but yes, you can secure it with a fence, but you can't, park their building materials, etc. So, usually we see chain link when people are trying to secure, so those are pretty quick installs. But
and it's 6 foot. It's not over.
okay, it looked pretty high. All right.
Yeah.
It's a metal fence. It's 6 foot.
As
Well,
long
let me
as it's-
ask you this, if he does build the fence and it's enclosed in, is it still a violation?
If we can't observe it, it might still be a violation, but we have to be able to observe it.
Yeah,
So-
you'd almost have to climb on a ladder or something like that to observe it,
Yeah,
right?
or when we get our drones someday, but yeah.
Well, I'm hoping you don't get.
I think it'd be fun to pilot it, but yeah, you're right. The other implications.
Yeah.
And I'd have been a lot further along, sir, on the process. I did lose my mother.
How long will it take you to put the rest of the fence up?
It really depends.
Well, I can't work with depends.
No, I just weather conditions. I just lost my mom, so I've been in a hardship there. But it's probably going to take me about 3 more months to finish. I got 1,500 foot of fence to put up.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah, please. Go ahead.
Storage on a vacant, and I don't mean that. I mean that we're just hiding a violation, but the camper we know will still be there. I mean, the camper's there, and it can't be stored on vacant property until a principal use is established.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about the underlying policy for these codes. As I was plowing through these last night and listening to and watching a lot of these YouTube videos, some of them were pretty entertaining. There's actually one with you in it that was pretty entertaining with this gentleman. But then my wife wanted to watch TV instead. So, as I go through this, I'm thinking about the underlying purpose for these codes. Unfortunately or fortunately, my graduate degree is in public administration, and they spend a lot of time drilling into us. Let's understand the underlying public policy behind all these laws. Let's just not look at the black letter law. And while I understand the government's position of looking at it, a violation is a violation is a violation is a violation, when the community comes together and puts together laws, and those laws are going through the legislative process, either at the federal, state, or local level, it's about public policy. It's about what's good for the people. And the enumerated reasons for these laws here are for health, and primarily health and safety. And so I'm looking at this camper, and I'm looking at you call it a camper, you call it an RV, and I'm thinking, damn, that's a nice camper. I'm looking at the fence on the property. I'm like, damn, that's a nice fence. I'm looking at the rest of the pictures of the property, and I'm thinking, it doesn't seem like this is a property owner that is neglectful of the property and is causing any harm to anyone. It doesn't seem like there's a health issue. In fact, the exact opposite. Trying to make sure that he's safe while he's there working on the property, and that he's not suffering from heat exhaustion, and he's able to rest and get things done. And so as I look at the underlying policy for this particular code, I'm struggling with this one.
It didn't make sense to me either.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm struggling with this one because as I plowed through these last night, this is the one that stopped me because I'm thinking, what is the underlying policy here? Help me with that. If you don't mind.
Right, and if you heard him testify, he does not have a well or septic permit there.
Yeah.
So that is one thing that certainly with an isolated RV outside of an RV park gets your
Sure.
attention. So that would be one thing I would look at, besides the obvious, are we hiding an obvious violation? The reason for living there, there's not one. We do have an allowance when you issue a permit, you can get approval to live in an RV while you're under construction. And that will get him there, absolutely. So once that permit's in hand, that RV can, get approved and we can get it there. Well, and septic have to be in place or some kind of provision for that. Yeah. And the process is there, but there's not a process until that permit's in
Understood.
hand. Yeah.
And you say it'll take about 4 months to get your
Yes,
permit?
sir. And the thing about is, and I understand her concern as far as septic. I bring a portable, which you usually bring on to a boat, when you're out in a boat.
Right.
And I remove my waste every time I leave. So it's
Yeah.
not, I'm not, got no
Well, I appreciate
hole
it.
in the ground and hurting my property. So my well's bad later,
Mm-hmm.
So there's not an issue with that. I bring my own water with me, 20, 30 gallons of water at a time, and I leave because I don't have a well permit yet. But I got everything right here, in process of getting it done. It's just the bureaucracy takes months and months and months to get things done.
Sure. You testified earlier on that you think it'll take you 4 months to get all the permitting?
Yes, sir. That should be.
All right. Anything else?
Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the special master assesses a fine of $150 per day along with administrative costs to begin after the date you deem sufficient to abate this violation. This amount was selected based on the actions of the property owners once they were advised of the violation. We would also ask the special master additionally find that it's the respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division when the violation has been abated in order to allow for reinspection.
All right, is there anything else you want to tell me?
Yeah, I mean, $150 a day is kind of crazy.
Well,
As far as
I don't
his
know if
suggestion.
it's crazy or not, but it is what they're asking for.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
I mean, everybody else been getting 50. Well, all of a sudden he's hit me for 150, and I got the least violation since
Yeah.
I've been here. So I just don't understand that, Cody.
Okay.
It's based on the time.
All right.
No disrespect to you, but that's
Okay, all right, thanks. Just based on the testimony today, I think there's a clear violation. I'm still concerned about the underlying public policy issue. This is not a junk trailer. It is, and it just seems like you're trying to do everything that you can that you think is correct.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, you did not do it after you received the permit. And the county is correct that it is a violation. So I don't think I have much of a choice but to find a violation. But what I will do is I'll give you 120 days to abate.
I have a quick question.
Well, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
And if it's not abated within that time, I will log it at $50 a day. And adopt all the other county's recommendations. You said you wanted to.
I just had a question for her. As far as a septic, am I allowed to start installing?
Well, that's you're gonna have to take it up with the county afterwards.
Okay.
So for our purposes today, we're done today. I appreciate you taking the time and coming down today.
I appreciate it, sir.
And I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Appreciate it.
On your way out, stop at the state at the front counter, and then that's how they'll talk to you about the septic.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Next case on the day's agenda, Judith E. and Ray H. Davison. Case number 218-7353, Code Officer Brandon Norman, page 8 of your agenda.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Yes.
Can you please state your name for the record?
Terrelyn Frisbee.
Thank you very much.
Give me that name again.
Terrelyn Frisbee.
Do you mind spelling? Thank
Yes. TAROLYN FRISBIE.
Thank you.
We have another case on this same property. Would you want both of them at the same time, or you want to do them separate?
Let's go ahead and do them at the same time.
Okay. Next case, Judith E. and Ray H. Davison, case number 2023-0097, Code Officer Brandon Norman, page 9 of your agenda.
Okay, one of them deals with junk, debris, rubbish, vegetative matter, and the other one deals with
Unlicensed or unserviced.
yeah, it says unlicensed, inoperable junk, disabled, wrecked, discarded, otherwise used vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Norman, good to meet you.
Good to meet you too,
Like
sir.
your haircut?
Thank you.
Whenever you're ready.
Yes, sir. Brandon Norman, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer. This is for two cases. The first case being case number 218-7353, accumulation of junk and debris, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 20-31A of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances, and case number CE 2023-00097, abandoned, unserviceable, unlicensed vehicles, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 4, Section 20-41 of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances. The address is for 8055 East Garner Lane, Floral City, Florida. The property owner is listed as Davidson Judith E. and Davidson Ray H. I have good service via posting at the property in the Lecanto Government Building. I would now like to authenticate the following documents and request they be admitted into evidence.
For which case?
For both cases. All photos were taken at the same time on the same dates for Exhibits A.
Thanks.
Exhibits A will be photos taken during the initial inspection on April 26, 2023, and the corrective action inspection on June 15th, 2023, and photos of my final inspection taken yesterday, July 18th, 2023. Exhibit B will be the respective copies of the notices of violation, a copy of the notices of hearing, and a copy of the copy of the posting affidavit that I completed, as well as a posted photo of the notice of hearing that I posted to the property. This is for the chapter 3 of the unlicensed service.
Thank you. I'm sorry, can I ask a question?
Let me, about the pictures?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if this document was sent in the mail or if it was posted on May 12th, like in their yard?
So we attempt to send all of our notices of violations and notice of hearing via certified mail. When that doesn't happen, I'm required to post it at the property.
Thank you.
While they're doing that, Ms. Frisbee, tell me your relationship to the property.
They're my grandparents, the owners.
Do you know why they weren't able to make it here today?
Yes, they've both been in nursing homes since early April, like literally 2 weeks, I think, before the first pictures were taken.
Are you living on the property?
I am not, no.
Is the property vacant?
Yes.
Thank you. Any of your aunts or uncles live close by?
Yes, my mother and my cousin, they both live in Citrus County. And my aunt, she lives in a few counties away.
Do you know whether or not any of them has a power of attorney?
I have power of attorney over
You do?
Judith. Yes.
You don't happen to have a copy of that, do you?
It's in my car. I didn't know what I needed to bring today.
Let's go ahead and push this back, and if you don't mind getting a copy of that, and bring your car is here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna just suspend this hearing right now. Give you an opportunity to do that. We'll take up the next one. We'll bring you when you come back in.
Oh, okay. Thank
Take it
you.
up. Thanks.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Next case on the day's agenda, Jacob and Jennifer Irizarry, case number 2023-00051, Code Officer Cody McGuire, page 19 of your agenda. Expert witness on the case, Amy Eminger.
Good morning.
Good morning.
While he's coming up, give us your names, and they're gonna swear you in for a minute.
Jacob Irizarry and Jennifer.
Yeah, let him swear you in first.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Now you can state your names.
Give me
Jennifer Irizarry. Jacob Irizarry.
Jacob and Jennifer. It's good to meet you guys. Mr. McGuire, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Cody McGuire, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer. Case number CE 2023-00051. Conflict with Central Water Facilities, Section 42-39B. Address 6215 West Pinedale Circle, Crystal River. Property owner Jacob and Jennifer Irizarry. Good service posting the property and at the Lecanto Government Building. I would like to authenticate the following documents and request that they be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A, copies of the notices from utilities for water connection, 365 day, 270 day, 180 day, and 90 day notices, and the final 30 day notice. Exhibit B, a copy of the notice of violation, copy of the notice of hearing, and a photo posted on the property, and a copy of the posting affidavit I have completed. Thank you.
Right, whenever you're ready.
On May 9th, I received this case for failure to connect to public water system and found that there was no permit to connect. On June 9th, 2023, a corrective action inspection was conducted and with no permit applied for. As of my final inspection on July 18th, there has been no permit applied for any contact in regards to connecting to the central water system. I've had zero contact with anyone throughout this.
Anything else?
I can turn it over to Amy Imager in Utilities.
Right. Hi, Amy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Amy Eminger, Citrus County Utilities. We have a mandatory 365-day notice sent out, certified, returned, and the subsequent letter sent, not returned, and no contact.
All right, anything else from the county? Mr. and Mrs. Irizarry?
Hi. So, is the alleged violation, I just want to clear it because I did read it, it's just that we need a hookup for well water. We need a permit for the well water, is that? With the letters that were.
Yeah. So.
No, it's mandatory connection to the water service available to you. Okay. So the well would be disconnected from the house, connection cost would be paid for, and a meter would be installed and a line on the customer side ran.
Okay, yes. Okay, so can I say that I found this house and I looked for a house with well water specifically because I have a skin irritant to well water, and my daughter, my 19-month-old, has a sensitivity if it's ingested. So when in search of a home, I was trying to find a home with well water. Because of hardship, I have not been able to hook up to city water right now. So I do ask for some time.
Yeah, tell me about the hardship. What do you mean by that?
Well, with one of the letters, I'm pretty sure it was a few $1,000s. Am I correct on that?
$2,205 for the connection fee?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we're new parents. I don't have $2,000 to hook up right now, but it's also the fact that I have a skin irritant. I don't want to hook up to city water because me and my daughter, we both have a sensitivity to the chemicals in the city water. So I'm asking if I can have some time to get a doctor's note to be able to avoid hooking up to city water.
Like, do we have to hook up to it, or
so I didn't see an exception.
There are exceptions.
Yeah.
There are medical exemptions.
Can you point me to the exception section?
I cannot right now.
You can. What about the county attorney? Can you point me to the exceptions?
42.
I'm going to have to locate them. There are exceptions, one health related, but you have to go through a process to get the doctors. And I think you go to the health department for
Right.
Once we get the documentation, we take it to the health department.
And there's also provisions for seeking financial assistance.
There is.
If you qualify. So I guess the question is whether to continue
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
this hearing to a later date, to give them the time to go through that process to see if they qualify. And then if they don't qualify, they have to hook up.
Yeah, that's, I appreciate that recommendation. Both of you work?
Yes.
We do.
What do you guys do for a living?
He works at Young Boats.
Yeah, I manufacture boats in English for young boats.
And I just I'm a work from home mom for a company called Clario.
Yeah.
But
You make it seem like working from home and being a mom is not important.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure it's very difficult.
Oh, it's fun.
All right.
Can we provide her with the contact information for who she needs?
Sure.
Community services for the financial assistance, isn't it? And then the health department for the exception.
We can meet after this, and I can give her all the information she needs. Absolutely.
Yes,
Oh,
I
great.
can seek medical.
How much
exception
time?
for
How much
this.
time do you think you need?
For the medical exception to do the health department doctor's note
Yes.
and all? Probably about a month or two.
Month
at
or
least,
two?
just to get the doctor's appointment in.
Yeah. What is your recommendation?
Me.
The Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the special master assesses a fine of $50 per day, along with administrative costs to begin after the date you deem sufficient to abate this violation. This amount was selected based on the actions of the property owners once they were advised of the violation. We would also ask the special master additionally find that it's the respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division when the violation has been abated in order to allow for reinspection.
Or do we just want to continue the hearing?
Right.
Yeah, I hear your recommendation, but I also hear what the county attorney is saying, and I tend to agree that the county attorney's recommendation is probably more appropriate for you at this point. So let's go ahead and continue this one. Do we give specific dates? What's the furthest out you've got?
If you wanna continue it to a date that you're gonna be here, it would be September 20th. If you wanna go further, it could be October 18th or November 15th.
Let's do November 15th.
Okay,
Thank you.
you'll get something in the mail.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
How old's your little one?
She's 19 months, but she acts like a 3-year-old.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who still do. All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
All right,
Thank you.
have a good time and have a great week and best of luck to both of you.
Thank you so
And your
much. You
little one.
too.
I was gonna do fatherly. Next case is on the agenda.
Wait, before we do
I'm
that, is
sorry.
Miss Frisbee back?
Is she back?
No, she's not back
is
yet.
not back.
Okay, sorry, thanks.
Next case is on the agenda. Jacob and Brittany, Jacob Fatherly and Brittany Jennings. Case number 2023-00162 and 2023-00163 and 2023-00200. Code Officer Alan Jonason, pages 11, 12, and 13 of your agenda.
So the first one I have is an accumulation of junk, debris, rubbish, and vegetative matter. Then I have maintaining the grass, and then vehicles. Is that correct? Those are the three?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Do you swear, thank you. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please state your names for the record?
I have to make an adjustment that my name is Brittany Fatherly now, not Jennings any longer.
Okay.
So
Congratulations.
well, it's been a long time coming, but 15 years together and I still
You finally asked them, huh?
She did.
down. No. So Brittany Fatherly now.
Oh,
And Jacob Fatherly.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'm hoping you have kids with a name like that.
Yes.
3 of them.
All right, whenever you're ready, sir.
Yes, sir. Alan
Good to meet you,
Johnson,
Mr. Johnson.
Citrus County Code Compliance Officer. I have 3 cases: accumulation of junk and debris, unlicensed inoperable vehicle, and excessive growth and accumulation. Accumulation of junk and debris is a violation of Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 20-31A of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances. Unlicensed inoperable vehicle is a violation of Chapter 20, Article 4, Section 20-41 of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances, and excessive growth and accumulation of vegetation is a violation of Chapter 20, Article 6, Section 20-61 of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances. The address of the violation, of all the violations, is 4661 East Dartmouth Lane, Hernando, Florida, 34442. Property owner, Father Lee Jacob, and according to the property appraiser, is Jennings Brittany, now Fatherly. Congratulations. I have good service via posting the notice of hearings on the property and posting at the Lecanto Government Building. I would like to authenticate the following documents and request that they be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A, photos taken during an initial inspection on 6 June 2023, photos from a compliance inspection on 28 June 2023, and photos of my final inspection conducted on 18 July 2023. Exhibit B, a copy of the notice of violation, a copy of the notice of hearing, a copy of the posting affidavit, and a photo of the notice of hearing posted on the property, and that's for all three cases.
Are you moving to consolidate all of these three into one, or you want to keep them separate?
However you want to do it, sir. I have
Is
all
there any
three.
objection to consolidating them into one?
I don't know that they can consolidate the cases themselves, but they can present all the evidence at once.
Anything, is there any, I'm not aware, so I'm asking, is there anything that prohibits consolidating them into one case so that it can be one adjudication?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
We just usually run them separately. But then
Well-
again, if they were going to appeal one, they would appeal all three at the same time, so.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
All the case numbers.
So this is the unlicensed motor vehicles. That's me looking at all the pictures in there. And this is the junk case, or the lawn case. And then this is for the junk. Sure.
That is not ours.
Yeah, it's not us.
That is not us.
You're in the wrong case. I apologize.
Oops, sorry, I snorted.
No, this is perfect.
Yes.
That's the junk stuff. No, you guys.
This was a while ago.
It
This
was.
that
Yeah, you can
that
look at
stuff's
the
been
date and
gone.
see it was June 6th, but there's no recent pictures of what's on there.
That stuff's been gone for a while.
Sure. And like I said, that picture's from June 6th.
No, we threw the bench away a while ago.
That picture's from June 6th.
Okay.
Progress through dates.
All right, let them just have a chance to take a look at it, and we'll deal with those questions that they have. When you're looking at those, pay attention to the dates bottom.
Don't wanna have stuff go flying.
Good.
She'll take one too.
While they're doing that, do you have any objections to those photos and those exhibits being admitted?
Some of the debris, I am going to state, is from trees that are dead because of county neglect. We've been in that house for 9 years, and we have.
I
don't know
hear
what
you,
it's
but
called.
but are the pictures accurate?
Yes.
Yes, the
Okay,
accurate,
oh, good.
yes.
Thanks. We'll get to the other issues in a second.
Okay.
Thank you, though. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. See a sign that says beware of the dog. What kind of dog do you have?
We have a Chiweenie. She'll lick you to death, I'm telling you. No, we just have it there, you know, if people do come behind our privacy fence, they are aware that we do have a dog.
So all of these items are in the front of the fence.
Front
right?
and on the side.
Front and
Yes, sir.
side. I'm not sure where you find your signs, but pretty interesting.
We go to the flea market.
I see. So the vehicles that you're talking about, are you talking about all of the vehicles or just some
The
in
red,
particular?
the red SUV
Uh-huh.
and the boat trailer.
And the whenever
Yes,
you're
sir.
ready.
On 6 June 2023, I conducted my initial inspection and observed the property to be in violation. On 6 June 2023, a notice of violation was issued for unlicensed vehicles, overgrown unkempt lawn, and accumulation of vegetative matter and junkyard conditions, which is a violation of the ordinance read previously. On 28 June 2023, I conducted a compliance inspection and observed that the property remained in violation. I have not had contact with the property owner, and as of my final inspection on 18 July 2023, their property remains in violation.
Right, we're gonna go ahead and admit exhibits A and B for each of the cases, since there are no objections, as I understand them. Is that a yes?
Correct.
Yes.
All right, thanks. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. All right, Mr. and Mrs. Fartherly, who's gonna be speaking on your behalf?
He just stands there and looks pretty.
Well, he is pretty, so I'll give him that. All right, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so the piles of debris is from 3 trees that died during flooding that we had a few years ago, which was, did not drain from our property for months. I think we had laying water for a good 6 to 8 months. And part of that was that we don't have proper drainage that is county maintained in our yard. In the corner, I finally got someone from, I think it's road maintenance is in charge of that. I've been jumping through hoops trying to figure out who's in charge to come and clean the one in front of our driveway. And they cleaned the one in the corner of the yard, and that is now been cleaned out. In 9 years that we have lived on that property, it had never been cleaned out.
Are you talking, the debris you're talking about are the branches and the tree debris?
Yeah, the tree debris. That is part of it, and we are also renovating our house at the same time. So the small pile in front of, on the side of the driveway, is part of stuff that we did not get over to the dump. We only go to the dump once a month because we do fill up a trailer. It is more cost effective on our end. And then the wheelbarrow and mixer that is on the side of the, it's the mixer on the side of the house, right? That is a new thing that's in there. We haven't been able to get it behind the fence because the thing is heavy, real heavy. It took us a while to get it out to go do some work on a family member's house. The boat is not ours. We are storing it for a family member. They are supposed to be picking it up today. Actually, when we get back, we're supposed to give them a call. We were storing it for them while they were up north, purchasing a home down here. So they will be picking that up. The SUV, working on getting it registered. I work every day of the month besides I have 6 days off a month. So that is in the process because I've got to make sure that I take care of my house first.
Okay.
And the yard, every time we walk out, our neighbor harasses us. So we try to maintain the yard as much as we can, but when we go out to mow our yard, excuse my language, she will go stay.
Wait a minute. See this little
Yes,
sign right
I
here?
see it.
Okay.
I'm going to abbreviate it. She goes, "Are you effing kidding me? You've got to be effing kidding me. I'm out here trying to enjoy my coffee." It's Florida. We're doing yard work early in the morning. And we're trying to maintain ourselves, but we're also being harassed by this woman. We've lived there 9 years. We've never had a violation or county compliance called until this woman moved in behind us. She has called Child Protective Services. She has called Environmental Services. She has called Code Compliance. Multiple times she has tried to get my child taken away because she doesn't talk to the woman. She went up and harassed my dying mother-in-law. She has harassed my grieving father-in-law, my grieving children. I have a 21-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 14-year-old. And she has harassed them. So to try to maintain our yard on the outside while being harassed by a woman is very mentally frustrating. I am not trying to make excuses. We are actively working on getting things done, but we have to make sure she is not home so we are not harassed. And she's retired.
Anything else?
I've been frustrated for a while. Sorry.
I understand. I really want to hear from Mr. Fatherly. Yeah. Tell
What would
me,
you like to hear?
what do you have to say?
The red truck does run. It's not inoperable.
Okay.
It is not registered. I could put that behind the fence if it's easier. It's just easier to work on out there.
Yeah.
The debris, I guess we'd have a fire. I just wanted to try to
You
avoid
guess
that.
what?
Have a fire. It's yard debris. I just kind of trying to avoid that because we had a burn ban a while back.
Yeah. Right. Anything else from the county?
My recommendation?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the Special Master assess a fine of $50 per day per violation, along with the administrative cost to begin after the date you deem sufficient to abate the violations. This amount is appropriate given the severity of the violation and the respondent's actions relative to the violations. We would also ask the Special Master additionally find that it is the respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division when the violation has been abated in order to allow for reinspection.
Mr. and Mrs. Farley, first of all, congratulations on your marriage.
Thank you.
I had a young lady who worked for me for years, and then one day she came and she says, "I'm going to need to take some maternity leave because I'm pregnant, and we need to plan that out." And I said, "Pregnant? You're not married." And she said, "First of all, you don't need to be married to get pregnant." Okay, fair enough. And second of all, he married me, he didn't buy me. So she never changed her name. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and I see more of that these days.
It's a process.
Yes, it is.
My house is my last one besides my beneficiaries, and I've got to change like 20 documents.
Yeah.
So very little, slow moving.
But you know what? He was worth it, wasn't he?
Debatable sometimes.
I got my moments.
Yeah. Well, look, sometimes I find that the definition of junk and debris and things like that is sometimes it's a matter of organization. And just taking the time to go around, even though you don't want to or don't feel like it, or you're occupied by something else, or something else is agitating you, or someone is annoying you, or you're distracted in some other way. Your kids, all three of them live with you?
No. The 14-year-old is the only one that lives with us. The other two are in different states.
Okay. And so, and sometimes it's a good idea to throw a party and invite unknowing helpers.
We don't like people.
Yeah, well, that could be a problem because I don't think your dog's going to help at all.
Yeah, she likes them to death.
So it does. I mean, the pictures are pretty clear, and the pictures seem to be extremely clear about the violation.
Yes.
And from what I'm hearing from you, you're not disputing that there is a violation.
No.
And so there's not much I can do about that other than encourage you to maybe take it one step at a time and just kind of work on those things and get it done. I'm glad to hear that the boat is being picked up.
Yes.
And if you have the boat picked up and the SUV, you said it's operable.
Yeah.
And just have it registered or sell it, get some money, then that eliminates it, right? That one's gone.
Yeah.
And what if the boat's gone today and you register or sell the SUV within 30 days? Then you're good. You moved on. And if you sell the SUV, maybe you can have someone come over and mow the lawn and move some of the stuff, right? And then you don't have to worry about the neighbor.
Oh, we'll still have to worry about the neighbor.
Well, not in this respect.
Oh, we will still have to worry about the
Yeah.
neighbor because I guarantee you.
And maybe you'll have something left over that you can send her a gift or something, you know?
Can I ship her back to Ohio?
So I don't have much of a choice but to find that you are in violation. How much time do you need to sell or to get the SUV registered?
60 days. Because like I said, I have 6 days off a month.
Yeah.
So
The good news is that you're working the other days.
yes.
Yeah.
But teenagers are expensive, so are my health medications that I have to take. So I work to provide for those.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And so that's for the vehicle. What about the grass issue? That seems like a no-brainer.
I mowed the grass 2 days ago.
So, Mr. Johnson, was that?
Jameson.
I'm sorry, Jameson.
Yes, sir.
Has the grass been abated?
The lawn has not, because it includes vegetative matter, which is the tree debris.
Okay.
Tree debris can fall under both junk and debris and lawn and unkempt lawn.
Were you counting that for the 18 inches or more?
In the initial one,
Yeah.
the tree debris.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, is it overlapping? Is my question?
Yes, sir. They're both. Yeah, they're both. I mean, the lawn was cut when I inspected yesterday, but the tree debris is still there.
Okay.
The vegetative matter.
Okay. All right. So, how long do you think that'll take you?
I don't know, maybe 30 days tops.
3 days tops.
30 days.
30
I
days.
just don't know where to take that, and I really kind of don't want to start a fire with that much wood.
Okay. All right. Well, it's to the point where you've got to do something.
Yes, understood.
And I'm sure after today you're not going to let it get to that point again.
Yep.
So I'm confident about that because there are better ways to meet your neighbors.
Oh, we thought she was going to be a fine neighbor when she came over for a glass of wine.
Yeah.
And now she's this.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and find that there is each of the violations are well founded, and I'm going to grant you 60 days to abate all 3 of them, what do you do for a living again?
I am in car sales.
Car sales.
Yes.
Okay. And you?
I demo work.
Yeah.
Houses, trailers.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the county's recommendation of $50 a day per violation, and adopt the other county's recommendations. Thank you much.
Thank you.
And best of luck to you.
Did we want to recall the Davidson case? She made it back.
Oh, she back? Yeah, great.
Yes.
Thank you. You have an extra copy of that, or you just have one?
Yeah, I have an extra photocopy.
Okay. right, whenever you're ready.
Would you like me to reintroduce the whole case, or,
Yeah,
or
would
start
you-
where we
do you
left
mind?
off? Yeah, not at all, sir.
Thanks.
So Brendan Norman, Citrus County Co-Compliance Officer. This is for two cases. First case being 218-7353, accumulation of junk and debris, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 20-31A of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances. Case number 2 is going to be CE 2023-00097, abandoned, unserviceable, and unlicensed vehicles, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 4, Section 20-41 of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances. The address for the violations is 8055 East Garner Lane, Floral City, Florida. Property owners listed as Davidson Judith E. and Davidson Ray H. I have good service via posting at the property in the Canso Government Building.
Okay, and go ahead and introduce yourself again.
I'm Terralyn Frisbee. I'm their granddaughter.
And you have been sworn in already. You have previously seen exhibits A and B for both of the cases. Do you
Yes,
want to
sir.
take a look at them again, or
No,
do you
thank you.
recall? Okay. Do they accurately reflect the state of both of the property?
Yes.
All right, thanks. Any objection to them being entered into evidence?
No.
You have a power of attorney with you. May I see that?
Yes.
Please.
Bring it to you.
Yeah, please. Thanks. To your knowledge, has either one of these power of attorneys been revoked?
No. Are there two there?
I'm sorry, there's one, it's just long. Has it
Yeah,
been-
sorry,
has it
I
been-
only printed it one-sided.
Has it been revoked?
No.
This is for Judith, that's your grandmother?
Yes.
Has it been changed in any way, form, or fashion, as far as you know?
No, sir.
How old were you when they entered it, when they gave you this power of attorney?
I'm 26.
Okay. When were they in the when did they move into the nursing home?
Mid-April. I believe it was right after Easter.
Can you tell me how old they are?
My grandma is going to be 75 this year, and my grandpa, I believe, is 77 or 78.
Okay, unless the county wants to mark the power of attorneys as an exhibit, I don't think it's necessary.
No. Thank you.
And we'll go ahead and admit exhibits A for both cases and exhibit B for both cases, since there's no objection. Anything else, sir?
I do. On April 26, 2023, an initial inspection was conducted of the property for report of junk and debris and unlicensed and unserviceable vehicles. My inspection found the property to be in violation of both ordinances due to junk and debris on the property located in the front, sides, and rear of the area from my inspection, as well as 3 unlicensed or unserviceable vehicles, as well as 1 camping trailer. I observed little change in my compliance inspection on June 15th, 2023, and as of yesterday, July 18th, 2023, I observed no progress that had been made. I hadn't had any contact with the property owners at any time.
Okay. Ms. Frisbee, anything you'd like to say?
Just, they have mobility issues and limitations. My family, my cousin, my mom, my aunt, we're trying to help them get this together. But they're hoarders, and it's a big job, and my grandpa doesn't like to part with anything, so it's definitely a huge undertaking for all of us, so we're gonna do our best.
Have you talked to them about this?
Yes.
What'd they say?
My grandpa wants to get antique tags on the vehicles. He thinks he can get money out of things.
Probably can.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
What does your grandma say?
She thinks we should just get rid of it all, kind of like us. So
Yeah.
that's our goal.
Now, you said you have aunts and uncles.
Yes.
Are they helping?
My aunt, my mom, yes. I have an uncle, I don't know his whereabouts, and another aunt that I have no contact with as well. during all of this. So it's just my aunt, my mom, and my cousin.
Now, you have a power of attorney for your grandmother. What about your grandfather?
I don't know if he has one.
How's his mental health?
He seems fine. They haven't really been diagnosed with any mental issues. It's more physical. He's got bad legs. My grandma can't really walk very well. They have a hard time getting around. So,
All right. What do you want us to do today?
I would just like an extension. I don't know when the deadline was for the fines to start, but just some time.
Yeah.
We're thinking maybe 6 months, just because we all have our own families and we all work too, so it's not something that we can work on all the time. So we just need some time.
All right. Any recommendations?
The Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the special master assess a fine of $50 per day along with the administrative cost to begin after the date that you deem sufficient for each violation. This amount was selected based on the actions of the property owners once they were advised of the violation. This amount is appropriate given the severity of the violation and the respondent's actions relative to these violations. We would also ask that the special master additionally define that it's respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division once the violations have been evaded in order to allow for reinspection.
Does the county, if anyone knows this, does the county have any programs to help the aging population transition with any of these issues?
We have programs to try to keep people in their homes, but they're out of the homes. Do we have any programs to help clean up their property?
No, but there are church groups and things of that nature that will definitely help out.
Do they belong to any group, church?
No, they're pretty unsocial. They don't belong to any churches. They don't have any friends. So they really just have us.
Okay. All right. You said you think you can get it done within 6 months?
Yeah, we'd like to. That's our goal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's clearly a violation. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yes, I understand.
And as you indicated, and as your grandmother's power of attorney, you are acknowledging the violation. So I don't have much of a choice but to find that there are violations as alleged. And so you said that 6 months you'll be able to take care of things and get that done. And you only have the help of your one aunt?
My aunt, my mom, and my cousin.
Yeah. All right. Well, so I'm going to go ahead and give you the 180 days.
Okay. Thank you.
But if it's not done within 180 days, your grandparents, besides this property, do they own any other property?
Yes, they own a property in Columbia County.
Okay.
There's nothing on the property. They just refuse to sell it.
Yeah. I'm going to do $25 a day.
Okay. Thank you.
If it's not abated within 180 days. They're lucky to have you. Best of luck to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next case is on the day's agenda. Allison Raspberry and John Oliver. Case numbers 218-7362 and 218-7497 and 2023-00149. Code Officer Julie Wilkinson, pages 23, 24, and 25 of your agenda.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Can you please state your name?
Allison Firebend,
Can you spell that last name?
Feyerbend.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Feyerbend.
Thank you.
Morning.
Good morning.
Is it Wilkinson?
Yes, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm well, thanks. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Julie Wilkinson, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer, case number 218-7362. Accumulation of junk and debris, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 20-31A of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances. And case number 218-7497, excessive growth and accumulation of vegetation, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 6, Section 20-61 of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances, and also case number CE 2023-00149, abandoned, unserviceable, and unlicensed vehicles, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 4, Section 20-41 of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances.
Thank you.
The address is 11361 South Lily Pad Point, Homosassa, Florida. Property owner Raspberry Allison and Oliver John. I have a good service via posting of the notice of hearing on the property and at the Lecanto Government Building. I would like to authenticate the following documents and request they be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A, photos taken during initial inspections on April 24th, 2023. So this, I have different inspections and dates for the different cases, so I'm gonna do each one separately, I guess.
It's up to you. Whatever you think is easier.
No? Oh, okay. Photos taken during initial inspections on April 24th, 2023 and April 26th, 2023. Photos of my corrective action inspections on May 26th, 2023 and June 26th, 2023. And photos of my final inspection conducted on July 18th, 2023. Exhibit B, a copy of the notice of violation, a copy of the notice of hearing, a copy of the posting affidavit, and a photo of the notice of hearing posted on the property.
Mind showing those to, is it Allison?
No, that's not relevant anymore. Yeah, a lot of this has been picked up, and actually the day this stuff was posted in the yard, I was at the dump, so that's kind of disheartening. And the grass has been cut. Those are old, and all that's been moved out of the front yard. Not the big logs, but the fencing. Not fit to these. There you go. Oh shit.
April 24th, 2023, I conducted an initial inspection and observed the property to be on violation. On April 25th, a notice of violation was issued for junkyard conditions and excessive growth and accumulation of vegetation, which is a violation of the ordinance listed above. On April 26th, I went out with the environmental health to inspect the property, and that time the property owner gave me access to the backyard. On May 26th, 2023, I conducted a corrective action inspection and observed that the property remained in violation, but the owner had made a lot of progress towards abatement. And also the tree debris also remained on the property, but there was a burn ban at the time, so I had given additional time. On June 26th, I conducted another corrective action inspection and observed the property remained in violation and no progress toward abatement had been made since the previous inspection. As of my final inspection on July 18th, the property remains in violation. I have had contact with the property owner and she's been very respectful.
Anything else?
No.
Miss, is it Raspberry?
Firebend.
Firebend.
That's
Oh, why do I have Raspberry in here?
because I was dumb and married at one time.
Oh, okay. So how do you spell the last name then?
Feyerbend.
Thank you. You had a chance to look at these pictures and these the exhibits. Do you have any objections to them being entered?
Well, there's still things I've got to do, but
Are the pictures accurate?
not as of a lot of that's like the fencing in the front yard's been moved and it's been mowed and half the garbage has been taken off, but I'm not working in my yard anymore. I'm now out working actually for JP's landlord, so I'm gone 50 hours out of the week and it's only me that's got work, and my
Yeah,
vehicle.
for now, I'm just asking about the pictures. Are they?
I mean, I still got work to do.
But are they?
But those were mine.
Are these accurate pictures? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
And the notices. Any objections to the notices?
No.
All right. Then I'll just go ahead and have those admitted, since there are no objections. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I need like more time. It's only me and two of my kids. Now two have moved out. I've only got the one to even help me. And my vehicle was stolen, which is why there's trash accumulation I'm working on. And I have JP back here that does help me, but right now the brakes need to be done on his truck. But
Who's JP?
not that I'm not trying, but I'm not there now. I'm working. I'm gone and and it's not an AC job. I do manual labor for work, so pretty tired.
How old
But
you?
I've been trying.
You
so.
said you had 3 kids. How old are the kids?
21, 19, and 16.
And the 16-year-old lives with you?
Yes. She
Yeah.
actually passed out yesterday helping me move the fence.
Yeah.
So
All right.
she needs to go outside more.
Yeah. So, are you having a difficult time?
Yeah, it's been kind of rough.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying, so
How long do you think you need to get this done?
as far as the RV, if I'm not using it as a vehicle and I'm using it as my tool shed, I mean, am I allowed to keep it like that? Or do I still need to get rid of that?
Well, I mean, keeping it there as it is a violation. It'll continue to be a violation unless you remove it. 1 second, sir. Yeah, when she's finished. Yeah. No, when she's finished, we'll give her a second to finish. Yeah.
So, I mean, I would love to have like 6 months because the 30 days is really like just anxiety when the 30 days rolls around.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
6 months would be good because it's a lot to do. Those logs are really huge, and he's been trying to help me, but between work and everything else,
Yeah. All right. Anything else before I ask your friend? Sir, you can stand up and get sworn in.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
And your name, please?
She's a single mom, and I'm gonna try to help her the best I can. I have a tractor.
Tell me your name first.
Oh, John Flynn.
What is the last name? What's the last name?
Flynn, Flynn.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What did you have to say?
Excuse me,
What do
can't
you
hear.
have to say?
Well, like I said, I'm gonna try to help her the best I can. This lady knows I'm not no slouch on cleaning up the area, because I had a plot right next door to her, and I got it all cleaned up, and she was happy with it. So I'm gonna try to do the best I can to help her out. I mean, I don't know how much time you can give her, but as long as possible would be appreciated.
Yeah. All right. Connie's recommendations.
The Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the special master assess a fine of $100 per day along with administrative costs to begin after the date you seem sufficient to abate this violation. This amount was selected based on the actions of the property owners once they were advised of the violation. We would also ask that the special master additionally to find that it is the respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division when the violation has been abated in order to allow for reinspection.
Has there ever been a violation on this property before?
On this property, no.
No. Okay. What grade's your daughter in?
She's going into 10th, but
Yeah.
she's going to be doing it online.
And the other two kids, they're
One moved up to Maine, and the other one's moved to Orlando. They're leaving me.
well, I mean, I think there's a clear violation, so I don't think that you're disputing that there's a violation. So I'm going to find that on both of the cases, the violations exist as the county alleges. I'm going to give you the 180 days to abate and $50 a day from that point if it's not abated. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
I'm also going to adopt the other recommendations from the county.
Next case on today's agenda, Sherry L. and Christopher A. Run. Case number 2023-00070, Code Officer Brandon Norman, page 26 of your agenda.
Can you both please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please state your names?
Jamie Brown.
I'm sorry?
Sarah Monday.
I'm sorry, continue.
Sarah Monday.
Thank you.
Did you say James?
Yes, sir.
What's the property address on the scene?
The property address listed is 13059 East Shawnee Trail in Inverness, Florida.
I have a Christopher A. and Sherry Run.
Both my parents.
Those are your parents?
Yes.
Okay, good enough. That
He
makes
resides in the
sense.
properties.
Okay, understand. Okay, thanks.
Brandon Norman, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer. This is case number CE 2023-00070, accumulation of junk and debris, violation of Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 20-31A of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances. The address for the violation is 13059 East Shawnee Trail, Inverness, Florida. The property owner is listed as Run Sherry L. and Christopher A. I have good service via posting at the property in the Lecanto Government Building, and I would like to authenticate the following documents and request they be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A will be photos taken during my initial inspection on May 16th, 2023, and my corrective action inspection on June 26th, 2023, and photos of my final inspection conducted yesterday, July 18th, 2023. Exhibit B will be a copy of the notice of violation, a copy of the notice of hearing, and a copy of the posting affidavit that I completed with the photo of the posted notice of hearing.
While he's looking at those pictures, what is your name, ma'am?
Sarah Monday.
Can you spell this for me?
Sarah, S-A-R-A, Monday, like day of the week.
Sarah Monday? And what's your relationship to the property?
My stuff's over there. I actually live in Brooksville. My address is there, and I have a actual case open over there. Vandalism. They took the power, the electric pole. All that has to be redone. It's been vandalized. Everything's stolen. So the stuff that's in the second part of the property, that's mine. That's what I got left. All my kids' stuff, everything. I mean, they took everything. And that's what I can.
Did you live there? Did you live there before?
Huh? No.
The whole reason she's with us right now
yes.
is because she had a major surgery in her hand. She had to have supervision in order for the hospital to be releasing her. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been released from the hospital.
Okay, give me your name again, sir.
James Runt. R-U-N-D.
And you're the son?
I am the son, yes, sir. Well, a lot of this stuff has already been cleaned up at the front of the property. I've taken 4,500 pounds of scrap. They made dump runs and all. I have no vehicle, so it's hard for me to get around. I rely
Are those
on
pictures accurate?
At the present time, yes, they were accurate, but as of right now, they're not. The only thing in these pictures that's still accurate is the Jeep.
Okay.
The van is gone. I've gotten rid of the van. The van was an issue because I had a squatter living on my property and inside of the van. He refused to leave. I tried to get him removed. It turned into I had to pay for an eviction. I'm not working right now, so I have no money to splurge on an eviction. So he ended up going to jail, to make a long story short. So he went to jail. His sister came to my property, gave me a bail of sale to remove the vehicle. The vehicle's gone. The Cadillac that's off in the corner, today, actually, she's supposed to be by to pick up that Cadillac because I wrote her last night about this hearing today. She's been to my property twice.
Can I slow you down for a minute? Any other questions about the exhibits?
No, you can have them.
Okay. Do you have any objections to those exhibits being entered?
No, the only thing I have an objection to is the first notice. The first notice I never received.
You never received it?
I never received it because the person that was squatting in the van, it involved him living in that van. So he signed it. When I sign my name on any legal form, I sign my whole first and last name.
Okay.
If you look at this signed document, it's only your first initial for any first name, along with my last name.
Okay.
So,
All right, so Exhibit A will be entered without objection. Exhibit B would be entered over the objection with the understanding that it was, notice was signed for by someone else, is what you're saying?
yes, sir. And he never informed anybody as to that notice. So the second notice that was received was technically my first time hearing about it.
Okay, thank you. Whenever you're ready, sir.
Just to preface what I'm about to talk about, we do have 2 more active cases on the property for unlicensed vehicle that he's referencing, as well as I have a case for RV occupancy. Those are just not being heard today.
Okay.
We're waiting for the compliance date to come up on those.
Let me ask you this. Do you
Yes,
think
sir.
it makes sense to continue this case for the hearing when those other cases are heard?
Not as of today, just because of the health and safety concerns for the junk and debris that's on the east side of the property.
Okay.
On May 16th, 2023, an initial inspection was conducted of the property for junk and debris. The property was found to be in violation of the above ordinance. The property remained in violation of my corrective action inspection on June 26, 2023, as well as my pre-hearing inspection conducted yesterday, July 18th, 2023. I did make contact with Mr. Rund at my inspection. I informed him of the violations. We came up with a plan to get those violations in compliance. So he was aware. And then, like I said, we do have 2 other code violations. But on the east side of the property, where you'll see a majority of the junk and debris, there's a concern for health and safety just due to the trash and the amount of stuff that's there.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Mr. Rund, who lives on the property now?
It's me, the young lady right here. She comes and goes from her place out in Brooksville. My fiance, her name is Desiree. And I have one tenant that lives with me. He's a 100% disabled vet. He can't walk that well. Legs are wrapped up constantly.
He's a tenant, you said?
Yes. That's my one.
When you
source
say he's a
of income.
disabled vet, what's his disability?
He got hit with an RPG while he was in a helicopter. He had to parachute out. His landing didn't go too well for him. Buckled his kneecaps, and his legs from knee to ankle are purple, literally.
Is he in a wheelchair?
He can walk, but he's advised to leave his legs up for about 6 hours out of the day to get the blood flow through his legs. Otherwise, he has no circulation.
How does he get around the property with all this debris on it?
He doesn't, and I do all of his shopping. I do all of his errand running. He doesn't really go outside that much. When he does go outside, he goes as far as the porch and the front yard in a lawn chair.
Yeah. So he was a paratrooper, Army?
Mm-hmm. RBG hit his helicopter. He parachuted out. Landing didn't do well for him.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Not really. Everything will be in compliance by the next time we have a hearing.
How long will that take you?
I would push for 90 days just because by myself on my side is I take care of a severely schizophrenic girlfriend.
I'm sorry?
My girlfriend Desiree, we're engaged. She's severely schizophrenic, so she hears things constantly and I gotta stop what I'm doing to make sure she's all right. It's a hard thing to deal with someone like that, but 90 days should be sufficient for me to get the rest of everything in compliance.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Cadillac's gonna be moved today, hopefully. She has been made aware of if it's not moved by today, I'm scrapping it. Like, it's gone. She's had an ample amount of time to come to my property and remove it. She's been there twice.
Okay.
And just to add, sir, the other two violations that I have at the property are the level of effort that needs to be completed in order to abate those violations is much less than the effort that's needed to abate this violation. For the RV occupancy, they just need to vacate the RV. And then for the unlicensed vehicles, they just, like you said, there's very few vehicles that are left on the property as of today that need to come into compliance. So I do have hopes that before we even get to a hearing, that those two violations
They'll be abated before you come to a hearing.
That's our goal right
I
now.
come and go. I don't, like I said, I have a property in Brooksville. So he's talking about me being the RV and that side of the yard. And like you said, I went through 2 major surgeries, so I'm trying to do what I can with my hand. I'm not even supposed to be lifting.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be in a cast and everything else. And I'm pushing myself.
Okay.
She severed the ligaments in her
yeah.
wrist. She lost all motor functions of her hand.
Okay.
She's lucky to have motor
Are
functions.
you two related?
No, he's his fiance. We've known each other since like first grade. We're like
Okay.
best friends. So.
Pretty much family.
And yeah,
I don't think
we
I
were
remember anyone
neighbors.
from first
we
grade.
were neighbors. once we were neighbors.
Yeah.
So, but my husband and her family, they're the originals out where we live out, and it's wetland. So, like they're the original people out there.
Yeah.
They've been
It's
there
all
forever.
considered wetland. It's hard to get anything done when it's always raining out there
Yeah.
because you get stuck easily.
Well, I appreciate that. Everything's going to be considered wetland when the first hurricane comes through this season.
Oh no! When hurricane comes through, we're gonna be out there fishing off
Yeah.
the porches or whatever. That's what I did 2 years ago.
Is there anything else you guys would like to say?
No,
No, sir.
That's it.
Okay. You have a recommendation?
Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the special master assess a fine of $100 per day along with the administrative cost to begin after the date that you deem sufficient to abate this violation. This amount was selected based on the actions of the property owners once they were advised of the violation. This amount is appropriate given the severity of the violation and the respondent's actions relative to this violation. We would also ask that the special master find that it is the respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division when the violation has been abated in order to allow for reinspection.
Yeah. All right, thanks. You know, I think it's a clear violation, and I think you admit that there's a violation. So I'm gonna find that there is a violation. I'm gonna, you said you needed how many days, you said?
90
Yeah.
should be enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 120 days to get it done, and adopt the county's other recommendations. Before you leave, I wanna give you this, just Google that, NAMI. It's a national nonprofit organization that helps people who have mental illness in their families.
Okay.
It'd be a great resource for you and your fiance and your entire
I
family.
appreciate that. Thank you.
To help you and your family move on to the next positive stage in your life. Wish you and your family the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next case on today's agenda. Sorry M. Navarro, case number 2023-00031. Code Officer Alan Jonason, page 21 of your agenda.
Alan Jonason, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer. This is case number CE 2023-00031, accumulation of junk and debris, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 20-31A of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances. The address of the violation is 11 South Fitzpatrick Avenue, Inverness, Florida. Property owner is Navarro Sorry M. I have good service via posting the notice of hearing on the property and posting at the Lecanto Government Building. I would like to authenticate the following documents and request that they be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A, photos taken during my initial inspection on 8 May 2023, photos from my compliance inspection on 7 June 2023, and photos of my final inspection conducted on 18 July 2023. Exhibit B, a copy of the notice of violation, a copy of the notice of hearing, a copy of the posting affidavit, and a photo of the notice of hearing posted on the property.
Thank you. We'll admit exhibits A and B without objection.
On 8 May 2023, I conducted my initial inspection and observed the property to be in violation. On 9 May 2023, a notice of violation was issued for junkyard conditions, which is a violation of the ordinance listed above. On 7 June 2023, I conducted a compliance inspection and observed that the property remained in violation. I have not had contact with the property owner, and as of my final inspection on 18 July 2023, the property remains in violation.
What's your recommendation?
Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the Special Master assess a fine of $50 per day, along with the administrative cost to begin after the date you deem sufficient to abate the violation. This amount was selected based on the actions of the property owners once they were advised of the violation. We would also ask the Special Master additionally find that it is the respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division when the violation has been abated in order to allow for reinspection.
So this property, is that just, that house that's on there, is it the same piece of property?
That's a neighboring property. It's just the tree debris that's there.
Okay.
That is a vacant
Were
lot.
the neighbors the ones concerned about the debris?
I'm not for sure off the top of my head who the complainant was, sir.
Is the lot vacant or is there
It is a
house?
vacant lot.
Vacant lot, yeah. On the notice, tell me again what response you got on the notice?
No response whatsoever.
Was one sent certified mail?
They were. The
Did you-
notice of violation was sent via certified mail, and the notice of hearing was sent.
Did you get the return receipt on it?
We did.
You did get the return
did.
receipt.
They weren't signed for. They came back undeliverable or
Undeliverable.
whatever. That's why we post on the property.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And the first posting was on the May 9th? When did you post?
That 9 May was when the first notice of violation was mailed out.
When was the first posting?
The posting was on, it's on the photo there, I think it was on, let's see, 7 June, I wanna say. I can look on there.
Oh,
It's in
really?
the- it's in the photos. Hang on just a second. Yeah, 7 June, 6 June or 7,
You can see that?
it's that. It's, it's in the red right there.
Okay, yeah, it
so
says
it's 7 June. 7
Okay.
June is when it's posted.
0706 in my
6
reading.
June. Sorry, wait.
That's
Yeah,
July,
six-
that my reading, that's July 6th, 2023.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got it backwards.
Is it
yeah.
back?
Okay,
See,
all
I'm a
right.
military guy, so I
Which
get-
one? Which branch? Oh, well, you see, I'm Army too, so you can't use that excuse for me. What was your MOS?
Well, I retired as a command sergeant major for a Patriot Brigade.
Okay, cool. I was the quartermaster
Nice.
back in the 80s. And you?
I initially enlisted in '89.
Oh, I was out by then. God, I'm feeling like old now. Jeez.
I did 30 years, so I feel really old. So
Yeah,
there you
that'll
go.
do it. That'll do it. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and admit the exhibits without objection. I'm going to adopt the county's recommendations of $50 a day. However, I will abate that for 90 days so that the posting is there a little longer. Hopefully, someone sees it, notifies the owner, and they take care of it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Next case on the day's agenda, John
Before
F.
you do that,
I'm sorry.
I wanted to tell you quickly, I know this is recorded and anyone's offended, I'm sorry, but, I was in Nashville with my wife last year, and we went to this event of the Opryland. And they said, all military veterans stand up to be recognized. So I sat down, and my wife is nudging me, and I refused to move. I happened to be sitting up front, and so, I guess the guy who was asking us to stand up noticed me. And he said, well, clearly your wife wants you to stand up. Were you in the military? Yeah, I was in the Army. So why aren't you standing? I said, well, it's this simple. I think everyone else should be standing up for us, and we should be sitting down.
That's fantastic.
And guess what happened?
Everybody sat down.
All the veterans sat down, and
That's
everyone
nice.
else stood up and clapped.
That's good.
That's good stuff.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Next case, John F. Boyd, case number 218-4709, Code Officer Brandon Norman, page 6 of your agenda.
Just want to say for the record, go Navy, beat Army. So.
Oh, I work with a few Navy guys, and my cousin just retired as a commander in the Navy, and then started working for Lockheed. And I got to tell you, I got a lot of respect for Navy guys. I don't know how you guys can live without land for so long.
I never saw the sea, if we're being honest.
Well, one of my buddies was in a nuclear sub for 6 years.
They're a different type of breed.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell him that. We all agree on one thing. We all agree that Air Force has the easiest life out there.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Definitely agree. Brandon Norman, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer. This is case number 218-4709, accumulation of junk and debris, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 20-31A of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances. The address for the violation is 5060 South Pheasant Way in Floral City, Florida. Property owner listed as Boyd John F. I have good service being posting at the property and the Lecanto Government Building. I would like to authenticate the following documents and request they be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A will be photos taken during the initial inspection on March 16th, 2023, and a corrective action inspection on May 12th, 2023, as well as an additional corrective action inspection on June 15th, 2023, and photos of my final inspection on July 18th, 2023. Exhibit B will be a copy of the notice of violation, a copy of the notice of hearing, a copy of the posting affidavit that I completed, as well as the posted notice of hearing at the property.
John Boyd's a no-show, it seems like. That's a cool buggy. Particularly love the sign that says huge yard sale.
Every time I was out there.
Seems like that's more than 4 days in a given period, huh?
I would have to agree.
All right, we're going to admit A and B without objection.
On March 16th, 2023, an initial inspection was conducted at the property for a complaint of junk and debris and was found to be in violation. It remained in violation of my corrective action inspection on May 12th, 2023, as well as June 15th, 2023, due to the property owner requesting additional time. I have had contact with the property owner, and they are aware of the violation and how to bring the property back into compliance. As of yesterday, July 18th, 2023, the property remains in violation with little to no change. We've had this case, or I've had this property before for an after-the-fact permit case for a roof replacement, and I don't believe that violation's ever come to compliance either.
You know what they say about one man's junk.
He has explained to me that he goes to properties and you know, he cleans up the properties and cleans them out, and then I had to explain to him that when he cleans them out, he can't just pile the stuff up on his. And he said he would take care of it when I talked to him the first time, and that's why I gave him the additional time. It's because I had contact with him and I was trying to help him come into compliance.
I don't think I've ever met a dentist with good teeth either. What's the county's recommendation?
The Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the special master assess a fine of $150 per day along with the administrative costs to begin after the date that you deem sufficient. This amount was selected based on the actions of the property owners once they were advised of the violation. This amount is appropriate given the severity of the violation and the respondent's actions relative to this violation. We would also ask that the special master find that it is the respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division to inform when the violation has been abated to allow for reinspection.
So when we're thinking about fines, purpose of fines is to coerce people into doing what they should be doing. Coercion probably is too strong of a word. Maybe incentivize them or to encourage them to just clean it up. And the amount of the fine, obviously $1 can be a lot, depending on your circumstances, and $1,000 could be a little depending on your circumstances. In talking to this this property owner, do you have a sense of any of the extraneous circumstances?
He hasn't expressed to me any situation in which he would limit him or prevent him from bringing the property to compliance. He did tell me that he works a lot, but that as far as what his circumstances are as to why he couldn't get the property cleaned up, he said he has a good bill of health every time we talk, or the time that we talked. And then the reason why I chose the 150 is just based off the previous case that I had with him. We gave him ample amount of time to come into compliance for that one as well, and still no action on that one. And then based off of him explaining to me that he was going to bring the property in violation or into compliance for this violation, and then I allowed him even more additional time to do so, and he had still
nothing.
And then he hasn't talked to me since then. So I feel at this point he's just.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and find the violation is alleged and adopt the county's recommendation of $150 a day, but I will give him 60 days to abate. It is quite a bit of stuff.
It is quite a bit. I know at one point he was talking about building a fence, but I expressed to him then that just because he built a fence doesn't mean it abates the violation.
Yeah.
It still needs to be taken care of.
Okay. Well,
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next case on today's agenda, Coleman Costello Properties LLC, case number 218-7195, Code Officer Brandon Norman, page 7 of your agenda.
Brandon Norman, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer. This one is case number 2187195, excessive growth and accumulation of vegetation, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 6, Section 20-61 of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances. The address for the violation is 805 Kingsley Terrace, Inverness, Florida. The property owner listed as Coleman Costello Properties, LLC. I have good service via posting at the property in the Canto Government Building. And I would like to authenticate the following documents and request they be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A will be photos taken during the initial inspection on April 26, 2023, the corrective action inspection on June 14, 2023, and photos of my final inspection conducted yesterday, July 18, 2023. Exhibit B will be a copy of the notice of violation, a copy of the notice of hearing, a copy of the posting affidavit that I completed, and a copy of the posted notice of hearing at the property. On April, jumped ahead.
I'm hoping that this is okay. I've just staggered them, the exhibits. Is that okay? Thanks. Is that a house on the lot in the back?
The lot is listed as vacant, but it was maintained previously.
That's someone else's property in the
That
back.
is someone else's property, yes, sir.
All right, the exhibits will be admitted without objection.
On April 26, 2023, an initial inspection was conducted of the property for overgrown lawn. The property was found to be in violation of the above ordinance. The property remained in violation at my notice of violation corrective action inspection on June 14th, 2023, as well as my pre-hearing inspection conducted yesterday, July 18th, 2023. And I have had no contact with property owners at this time.
Return receipt.
The mail was returned as undeliverable. That's why I posted the property.
What was the posting date?
It's probably June 6th as well, but
Says-
it's also on the.
It says
on
July
the photo.
18th on it.
That's when I did my pre-hearing inspection. It would be in Exhibit B on the last page.
Okay, gotcha.
Page 404.
June 6th. It's July 6th, actually. Okay, thanks. What's your recommendation?
The Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the special master assess a fine of $100 per day along with administrative costs to begin after the date that you deem sufficient to abate this violation. This amount was selected based on the actions of the property owners once they were advised of the violation. This amount is appropriate given the severity of the violation and the respondent's actions relative to this violation. We would also ask the special master to find it is the respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division when the violation has been abated in order to allow for reinspection. The reason for the $100 is just with the overgrown grass and the heat and temperature lately, there's a serious concern for rats and snakes from the residents. They've noticed rats and stuff on the vacant lot.
Yeah.
And with rats come snakes. So.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and find a violation, and adopt the county's recommendation of $100 a day, but I will give 90 days, so at least they'll have time from posting, maybe someone will see it, and some corrective action will be taken.
Great, thank you, sir.
Next case on today's agenda, Donald R. and Tanya S. Goodwin, case number 2023-0055, Code Officer Brandon Norman, page 15 of your agenda.
Might as well just bring them all up and stick them.
This is my last one. It'll give me. Brandon Norman, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer. This is for case number CE 2023-00055, accumulation of junk and debris, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 20-31A of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances. The address for the violation is going to be 8958 East Executive Loop in Inverness, Florida. The property owner listed is Goodwin, Donald R., and Tanya S. I have good service via posting at the property in the Lecanto Government Building, and I would like to authenticate the following documents and request they be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A will be photos taken during the initial inspection on May 9th, 2023. My corrective action inspection photos from June 26, 2023, and photos of my final inspection conducted yesterday, July 18th, 2023. Exhibit B will be a copy of the notice of violation, a copy of the notice of hearing, a copy of the posting affidavit that I completed, as well as photos of the posted notice of hearing at the property.
Looks like we'll be out of here before noon, huh? Should I have taken longer?
No, that hasn't happened in a while. It's his last case.
Nice. Vacant lot?
The property is vacant. It is next to an improved property, and that's where I believe the complaint originated from.
Do you know how many acres this is?
I don't have it exactly, but the only violation that I could see is the pile of tree debris that's in the photos. But I know it's not a very large lot.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, one of the codes talks about size of the acreage and setback from the road. Forget how many feet it was. How can I find a violation if I don't know how big the property is?
Because it's tree debris.
Oh, I know, but I mean, I think
They don't have,
if I
there's no
remember correctly,
agricultural exemption or anything like that for the property.
Yeah,
That I'm aware of.
let me look at that a little bit more because there was one I was looking at.
I think he may be.
I know this is zoned for residential.
Oh, is it it is residential?
It is a residential zoning, yes, sir.
And according to the property appraiser's website, estimated parcel acreage is .93.
Okay, that solves it.
For
Thanks.
Donald Goodwin.
I just don't have the PA in front of me. I apologize, sir.
That's all right. It doesn't look like it was there by accident.
No, sir. According to the complainant, essentially, he's had contact with the property owner. He states that he came in and did a bunch of clearing and trimming of the trees, and then just left them piled up on the
So
property.
the owner came and did some maintenance on the property.
Of the property, and then instead of
and just left.
and then instead of taking the debris with him, he just
And
let it pile up
the
on
neighbor is
property.
now saying, "Great, thanks for doing that, but you got to clean that up too."
Yeah.
But no contact with the owner.
I haven't had any contact with the owner now.
The return receipt was that
The letter was returned to us,
undeliverable?
undeliverable.
That doesn't seem odd to you that in fact someone will come over there and clear it out.
I mean, it does, but if no one signs for the mail, unfortunately, the post office has to send it back to us.
Yeah. It just seems like if someone's taken the effort to go and clean it up and the property looks like it's mowed and it's taken care of.
Well, the reason why it's being mowed is actually from the complainant. He's mowing the lawn for
really?
for the gentleman. Yeah.
Then maybe he can move the debris too.
That's probably what they'll think.
So you see what I'm saying? I'm wondering. I'm wondering if it's the neighbor who's cleaning up and putting the damn debris on the property, and
Regardless of who's accumulated
yeah,
the debris, we have to hold the property owner
Yeah.
accountable.
yeah, I hear you.
I didn't observe anyone piling up debris though. It was just there when I arrived.
Yeah.
So
it's not necessarily a State Farm kind of guy, but. All right, well, I guess seems to be a clear violation, so I'm gonna go ahead and find the violation. What's your recommendation?
The Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the Special Master assess a fine of $50 per day along with the administrative costs to begin after the date that you deem sufficient to abate this violation.
What's the amount again?
I just chose $50. It isn't a very large pile of tree debris,
Yeah.
and I've asked the complainant if there's signs of any infestation of rats. And he says he hasn't seen anything, so there's
Yeah.
no real big health and safety concern for that.
Yeah.
This amount was selected based on the actions of the property owners once they were advised of the violation. This amount is appropriate given the severity of the violation and the respondent's actions relative to this violation. We would also ask the Special Master to find that it's respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division when the violation has been abated in order to allow for reinspection.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and admit the exhibits A and B without objection. Since this property owner came onto the property according to the neighbor and trimmed the trees, and it seems like a relatively recent trimming because there's still some greenery in some of these, it leads me to believe that the person is coming to the property to look at it on a regular basis.
I would agree.
So I'm gonna say 90 days to abate, and with the physical notice out there, if they don't show up within 90 days, then I guess that we'll figure it out from there.
Thank you, sir.
We'll adopt all of the other county's recommendations. Thank you. It's great to meet you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Even though you were Navy, we'll live with that.
Next case is on the agenda, Gary Allen Halls and Timothy Chester. Case numbers 2023-00058 and 2023-00059. Code Officer Julie Wilkinson. Pages 16 and 17 of your agenda.
Are you gonna tell me you're Air Force, Julie?
No, I'm actually Army.
Oh, you see, there's another reason.
Military police.
Oh, you're MP?
Yeah, he was military police too.
No, so I dated this, when I was stationed in Germany, I dated this young lady who was an MP. I swear she looked like Sade. You're probably too young to know who this is, but she looked just like her.
Got JC's attention.
I never learned what her voice was like because she never sang for me. But
well, my mom was Marine Corps, and she was upset that I didn't choose the Marine Corps. My dad was Navy, and he was like, "Well, at least he didn't choose the Navy." Julie Wilkinson, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer. Case number CE 2023-00058, accumulation of junk and debris, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 20-31A of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances, and case number CE 2023-00059, abandoned, unserviceable, and unlicensed vehicles, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 4, Section 20-41 of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances.
so there's two cases here, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The address is 2840 South Pine Ridge Avenue, Homosassa, Florida. Property owner is Haas Gary Allen and Haas Timothy Chester Jr. I have good service posting the notice of hearing on the property and posting at the Lecanto Government Building. I would like to authenticate the following documents and request that they be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A, photos taken during an initial inspection on May 10th, 2023. Photos of my corrective action inspection on June 12th, 2023. And photos of my final inspection conducted on July 18th, 2023. Exhibit B, a copy of the notice of violation, a copy of the notice of hearing, a copy of the posting affidavit, and a photo of the notice of hearing posted on the property.
All right, exhibits A and B would be admitted without objection. Whenever you're ready.
On May 10th, 2023, I conducted an initial inspection and observed the property to be in violation. On May 12th, 2023, a notice of violation was issued for junkyard conditions and for abandoned, unserviceable, and unlicensed vehicles, which is a violation of the ordinances listed above. On June 12th, 2023, I conducted a corrective action inspection and observed the property remained in violation with little to no improvement. As of my final inspection on July 18th, 2023, the property remains in violation. I have had contact with the property owners, and the interactions have been cordial and respectful.
Did they say what their intention was?
Their intentions are to try to hide the violation. He keeps asking me what he can do, basically, to get away without having to abate. He's asking about putting up fences, putting up fabric to hide stuff, things like that, which I have advised him he can't do that. I mean, he can put up fences, but it's not going to abate the violations.
Okay.
And this property has had the same violations in the past, but it belonged to the mother, and then the mother sold it to the son, so that's why it's not a repeat. So they're aware of all these things.
Did you see them yesterday?
I saw them in the house, but I did not talk with them yesterday.
Okay.
They did not come out to speak with me.
What's your recommendation?
The Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the special master assess a fine of $100 per day, along with the administrative costs, to begin after the date you deem sufficient to abate this violation.
How long do you think it'll take to clean this up if they wanted to do it?
It's going to take a lot longer than 30 days, but I don't really know if they really will abate, to be honest with you.
When you say a lot longer than 30 days, what do you think?
Six months. No, 60 days.
60 days. All right, I'm going to do $50 a day, and I'm going to do 90 days to abate.
Okay.
And adopt the county's other recommendations.
Thank you.
All right, last case on the agenda. You ready, Julie?
Yep.
Manuel Quinones.
Quinones.
Pronouncing it. Quinones.
Manuel Quinones.
Manuel Quinones. Wow, I really butchered that one. Sorry. Case number 2023-00042. Code Officer Julie Wilkinson, page 22 of your agenda.
Case Julie Wilkinson, Citrus County Code Compliance Officer, case number CE 2023-00042, accumulation of junk and debris, a violation of Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 20-31A of the Citrus County Code of Ordinances. The address is 7512 West Clearbrook Lane in Homosassa. Property owner is Quinones Manuel. I have good service via posting of the notice of hearing on the property and at the Lecanto Government Building. I would like to authenticate the following documents and request they be admitted into evidence. Exhibit A, photos taken during an initial inspection on May 4th, 2023. Photos of my corrective action inspection on June 5th, 2023. And photos of my final inspection conducted on July 18th, 2023. Exhibit B, a copy of the notice of violation, a copy of the notice of hearing, a copy of the posting affidavit, and a photo of the notice of hearing posted on the property.
whenever you're ready.
On May 4th, 2023, I conducted an initial inspection and observed the property to be in violation. On May 4th, 2023, a notice of violation was issued for junkyard conditions, which is a violation of the ordinance listed above. On June 5th, 2023, I conducted a corrective action inspection and observed that the property remained in violation. As of my final inspection on July 18th, 2023, the property remains in violation. I have not had contact with the property owner.
Same thing with the return receipt, came back with undeliverable or?
Undeliverable, so I posted the property on July 6th.
When you visited the property, did you see anyone there, people living there?
People are living there, but I haven't had any contact with anybody. And there's been no evidence of them trying to abate the violation either.
What's your recommendation?
The Citrus County Code Compliance Division respectfully requests that the special master assess a fine of $100 per day, along with the administrative costs to begin after the date you deem sufficient to abate this violation. This amount was selected based on the actions of the property owners once they were advised of the violation. We would also ask the special master additionally to find that it is the respondent's responsibility to contact the Code Compliance Division when the violation has been abated in order to allow for reinspection.
Is this the first violation for this property?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna do $50 since it's the first violation, and 90 days to abate. Find that there's a violation, and admit exhibits A and B without objection, and adopt the county's other recommendations. Thank you so much. Pleasure to meet you. And I think that's a wrap, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you all very much. It's great to meet all of you.
You as well.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Welcome.
See you again in September.
September, yeah.
September.